Can you hear me? Oh, thank you. So the camera's a little blurry there. Okay. Where's the chat? There we go. All right. What's up, guys? I know it's been a little while since I've been on YouTube. Sorry about the break, but hopefully this will kind of get me back into it. Light might be distracting. No, that's worse. Yeah, that's fine. All right, so I didn't really plan anything for this video. I just figured I need to get back into YouTube somehow, and hopefully this can kind of, boost my interest again. This is the first live stream that I've ever done, so hopefully it goes well. Yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to ask anytime, and if you need to leave, I won't get offended. Hello? Y'all can hear me, right? I'm not just talking to an empty screen. Okay, cool. Thank you. All right, so were there any questions? Cool. All right, no questions yet. If you have any, feel free to ask. Oh, the Mandalorian helmet. Yeah, I get questions about, oh, nope, come back. I get questions about that all the time. To be honest, I didn't really know. Like the one I made before, can you see it in there? Yeah, the orange one you see in there. I made that one like 2 years ago, and that was made out of EVA foam. But the dome was made out of like a putty material that I had to sand down. So it's actually funny, when you pick that one up, the top of it is so heavy that it weighs it down and kind of like flips it over. So you have to hold it like right up and down, or it'll like fall over. So I wanted to make one completely out of EVA foam so that it wouldn't be top heavy like that one, because making it like halfway out of a certain material and then halfway out of foam just kind of imbalances it. Yeah, I was looking at some templates online. There's 100 different templates out there for Mandalorian helmets. So my plan was to modify one of those and maybe even like combine, several different ones together to get like the perfect one, like the best possible combination. That was my plan for that. I keep looking over here, but the camera's right here, so sorry about that. Yeah, that was my plan for the helmet, but there's hundreds of templates out there already, so I'm not going to bother making a new one. It would just be redundant, so I'm just going to use a free one. All the ones that I looked at are free, so don't worry, I'll link them in my videos. Hello. What got me inspired to make videos? Other YouTubers, especially cosplay YouTubers like Punish Props Academy and Andrew DFT, like big YouTubers like that. It was always so fun to see them making stuff just for fun. And I wanted to do something like that. So it took me quite a long time to get to get up the courage to make a YouTube channel, because I'd done just sort of props on the side before, like this one. I just sort of made stuff like this, but I didn't actually make tutorials or anything, because I figured it would just take away from the fun. But it's actually been a lot of fun. It really has been. I'm hoping to make more of these. So sorry, I have to get like close to the screen to see the comments. I'm using my phone. You ever made anything non-Star Wars? I made a batarang. It's actually on my wall. Up there. It's like put on by sticky tack on the back. It's foam, so EVA foam. Yeah, I did some other stuff too, but can't quite remember. Oh, I made like a sword one time out of like the cardstock, not cardstock, foam core. It's like paper and styrofoam with styrofoam in the middle. So it's really strong, but it doesn't bend well. So if you accidentally bend it, then it's like bent forever, and that doesn't look very good. Design work for metal. I've never worked with metal before, so I would have no idea. I saw one guy making a metal Mandalorian costume on YouTube. That looks really cool, but I don't have the tools to do that, nor the desire, because it would weigh a ton, I bet. But you probably could. If you were experienced with metal work, you could do it. Mandalorian blaster. Yeah, that's what I was planning to do for my Mandalorian suit, was make a custom one. I drew this up. You probably saw the picture. This is from some of my concept art that I uploaded to my Patreon. So the Patreons know about this design. This is just the scaled up version. The one on Patreon is really tiny. But yeah. So that was one design. I had another design. I drew out like an SE-14C blaster rifle pistol from like Star Wars Battlefront. You guys probably know about that one, but I planned to do that one originally, and I may still do it. I have the drawing somewhere. It'll take me like 5 minutes to find it though, so it's like this. It looks just like this, but it's the SE-14C. So if you wanted to look that up. The sequel trilogy, not as good as the prequels, but you're entitled to your own opinion. Pictures of stuff I'm working on. I hate to admit it, but you see the white suit back there? Yeah, it hasn't changed much in 2 months, sadly. So I haven't worked on any foam stuff lately. I've been gathering like materials and stuff for future builds, but yeah, I haven't actually built anything in a while. So I'm kind of hoping to get back into it with this. I keep looking over here. The camera's right there. I can't wire that into my brain. Yeah, you're welcome. I am uploading the stream afterwards. If you have to leave, go right ahead. So yeah, don't worry about that. I won't get offended. Plasma cutter. Again, I really don't know anything about metal work, so it sounds really fun and really cool, but that's a whole, separate field that I've never gotten into. So I really can't help you with that. But if you do find out that my templates work with metal, let me know. I'd be thrilled to know. Yeah. Some melee weapons. Yeah, I'd love to do some. I did like a sword, as I mentioned earlier. I wish I had a picture. I might actually have one, but I can't do it while I'm streaming. It's like I made a small like silver sword, just like a test, just a generic silver sword, like a knight sword. And then I also did like a big sword, like I forgot what they're called. They're like super big, like a broadsword or something. I tried to test one of those, but it didn't go so well. So yeah, hopefully I'll be able to make some more like melee weapons, because those are really fun. It's always fun to make blasters and stuff, but like doing melee weapons is pretty fun too, because it feels real, or more real, I guess. Yeah, I would like to do a vibra knife or something. I like the Republic Commandos knife where it comes out of their fist. I'd love to do one of those, but I don't know how I'd do it out of foam since it's kind of small and it has to sit like, I'll come back. It has to sit like in the knuckle. So if it popped out, I don't know, could be magnets or something. Yeah, that would be cool. The guy in the Bad Batch had a knife too. I forget, was it Hunter? I think the leader guy, he had a vibra knife. That was cool. I'd love to like, I don't know if you guys ever played Halo Reach, but like if some of the Spartans had knives like sitting on their shoulders or like, on their chest or something. I'd love to do something like that for a clone. It just seems like such a cool idea to mix these two huge fandoms that focus heavily on armor, because that's what I love. I love armor, and that's kind of my thing. So yeah, anything with armor in it, I love it. Bevel cuts align. Uh, to be honest, like when I first started out with EVA foam, I would use my rotary tool, and you can look that up if you need to. But it's like a sanding bit that spins around really fast, and it like shaves stuff down. And I would use that to like bevel stuff. I actually did it with this one. So like the edges are beveled, they're at an angle. And I did that with a rotary tool, just like sanding it. Oh, that was my speaker. Just died over there. Hope that wasn't too loud. Anyway, yeah, so I beveled the edges with a rotary tool for this one. And those are really easy to do because it's nice and smooth and you can control it really well. Another way you can do it is like by taking a knife. If I find one. Yeah, here's one. So you take like an X-Acto knife, and instead of cutting like straight up and down, you cut it at an angle and then run it along a ruler. It's gonna take me 10 minutes to find a ruler, so I don't have one. But if you like run it across a ruler, you can get a nice straight line through the foam. But the trick is that you have to hold it at the same angle, because if you like, twist it, go up and down, it'll like leave that lumpy texture in the bevel, and you don't want that when you're trying to put bevels together. See, it's really tricky to do. Obviously, the preferred method is the rotary tool, but we don't always have that, and it costs, more money. So not everybody can have that. How do I make them align? Well, yeah, I guess you have to make them straight. Like you have to make the lines smooth and straight, because if like they're all wavy and whatnot, they won't stick together very well. And you just use like contact cement. You'll want something like this, contact cement. If you do glue bevels together, contact cement is absolutely necessary, because if you don't, like if you use hot glue or something, it'll end up like sort of coming apart at the tip. But if you use contact cement, it'll stay like all the way up to the tip of the corner. It'll stay together. So yeah, contact cement is a must if you're working with EVA foam. Predator wrist blade. Yeah, That'd be cool. I don't know what that looks like off the top of my head, but I know that'd be cool. Cardboard Star Wars. I'll check it out. Discord. I don't personally have a Discord. It's never been a huge thing for me, but I know they're pretty popular. I could maybe set one up. Maybe, I don't know, would you guys like use it for communicating with each other, like the best methods to do something? Maybe. I don't really know a lot about Discord, honestly. I mean, I've gotten on there to speak with friends and stuff from time to time, but yeah, I'm not big with Discord. Oh, share our work with you? Yeah, that would be good. I'll look into it. I don't know how to set one up though. The helmet sizing thing. So that's a whole like video's worth of information about like resizing the helmet. I mean, I could show you in a video, but it might be quicker. I don't even know. I'll just try to get through it. So one of the best ways, or the way that I do it, is in Pepakura, the software itself, and there's an option to like to change the scale of the 3D model, and that will change the scale on the 2D pieces of paper. And what you can do is also measure from like one point to another on the 3D model. So basically, if you want to measure like how far it is from like here to here on the helmet, to make sure that you can actually get it over your head and like, sit on your head properly, you can measure from point A to point B, and then if it's big enough, you can print it out at that size. But if it's not big enough, then you can change the scale. It's in the settings. I probably will end up doing a video showing you like how to maneuver around in Pepakura, because it's an older software. I don't even know if like a lot of people use it anymore. I kind of do because I have to. There's so many great templates available on the internet for free that are all in Pepakura, and it's really fun and easy to take those templates and then make them into foam templates. Some of them aren't free though, so you gotta watch out for those. I'm not gonna steal from anybody, so I'll only use the free ones. Doom armor. I would love to do that. I don't have the body for it though. I'd have to like work out every day nonstop, which I'm okay with doing, but I don't think my body could keep up. Dremel kind of rotary tool. Yeah, that's what I have, a Dremel. You'll want like the sanding disc. It's like a cylinder. They also have like a cutting disc, which is good for cutting into plastic, like I did with my helmets up there, the visor. I had to cut into it with the cutting disc. Yeah. But the sanding disc is used for beveling, stuff like that. That feels so nice in the hand. The Darksaber. Yeah, I've thought about it a lot. I actually saw one, like a toy version at Target or something, and I thought to myself, like, I probably can't make it look much better than this cheap toy at Target, so I don't know. I contemplate doing it. Maybe I could take the one from like the toy and then just sort of paint it up or modify it to make it look better. but I don't know. I would like to do it though. That blade would be pretty difficult. I wouldn't make it glowing, I think. I would have to do like just like a black blade and then just draw in some white highlights and cracks in it to make it look like it's glowing white. That's probably what I would do. I wouldn't actually make it glow. I think the YouTuber Odin Makes did a Darksaber. I'm pretty sure he did. He's another cosplay YouTuber, Odin Makes. So yeah, I think his lights up too, so check that out if you're interested. I don't think he has a template for it, though. What type of paint do I use? I have some around here. Yeah. All right, that's kind of a maneuver there. So this is probably the best type of paint for EVA foam. I also painted it, or not that one, but the 13th Battalion helmet I painted with this stuff, but it was white and yellow, obviously. You saw the video probably. This is Plaid FX paint. Come on, focus. Yeah. This is really good because it's flexible, so when the EVA foam like flexes, it won't crack. It won't like, when you move it around and have to, bend it all over your body and, to get it to fit right, it won't crack like my clone trooper did. I'll get some and show you, right, actually. So this tends to happen if you use spray paint. It will crack really badly. So those chips and cracks, that will not happen if you're using this. This was done with white enamel spray paint, which is just like normal spray paint, just like white normal spray paint. And that happened. So that was not a good choice, but I didn't know about this stuff when I painted my clone suit. If I did another one, I would paint it with this. So yeah, Plaid FX flexible acrylic. It's brand new and it's specifically for EVA foam cosplay. So it's really good. A movie style armor. Yeah, I'd like to do a movie style eventually, but the thing is, it's a lot more complicated than the animated version. A lot more complicated. Especially with like these separate elbow pads and knee pads, because they're not attached like the Clone Wars version. In the Clone Wars version, they are kind of attached. In the later seasons, they became independent because they realized that it was more screen accurate. But in the Clone Wars TV show, sometimes they're attached on like this, and it's really easy for cosplay because you can just snap it on there, glue it on there, and then it's permanently in place. It's exactly where it needs to be at all times. In the movie version, and I see this all the time with costume or with live action clone costumes from people online, it's like their elbow pad, when it's not attached onto the gauntlet, it's like all over the place. It's moving around like crazy, and it just doesn't quite look right. Like, it needs to stay right here in line with the gauntlet to make it look good. But when they're detached, like the live action version, it just slides around all over the place, the knee pads and the elbows. And I just don't think that looks good. It kind of ruins a photo, So that would be tricky. I do really like the look of the live action armor, but it comes at a price. It's really hard to do. if you did do a live action, you could do it with like plastic. I know people sell kits online, and those are probably the best way to do it. But yeah, it can be done, of course, with foam. Other video game cosplay. I was thinking about doing a poll on YouTube sometime where I give you guys like the option of, do you want another Star Wars costume or another any costume, like video game or movie? Like it could be anything, like the Avengers, Batman, Halo, Titanfall. There's a million things out there you could do, or another Star Wars costume. So just think about that, and like in a few days or a week or something, I'll post a poll, and you can choose between Star Wars or anything. So, and there's lots of Star Wars armor. There's tons out there, as you guys definitely know. There's like the Republic Commando, which I thought about doing for a long time. I even got like some old Pepakura templates. They're in pretty rough shape, so I would need to modify them like I did for my Clone Trooper, which would take time. But that's an option. Clone Commando. I'd feel like, I don't know if I want to do another clone though. Come on, focus. Hello there. How do we send a picture? Instagram is the best way for me. You can find me or send a direct message to me at Red Riser. Yeah, it's, I need to put it in like a description or something. I know it's in some of my video descriptions, but just look up Red Riser. I think it's red_riser on Instagram, and you can send me a direct message. And that's the best way to send me a picture. I do respond very frequently, so, you know, if you look at my YouTube comments, I try to answer as many questions as humanly possible. I've missed a few because YouTube has not recommended or notified me of every question, which is really weird. Because like 90% of the questions, it notifies me that they exist. And I'm sorry for being late on some of the questions. Like I may have been a week late a few times. That's just because like school and being lazy, I guess. But I did get to them. I did. So yeah, Instagram at red_riser. Best way for picture. Scale the 3D model. So how Pepakura works for the 3D models is it takes a rough 3D model and then flattens it out and puts it on 2D printable sheets of paper. So if this was a 3D object, it would break it down into flat objects and then turn it into a 2D object, where you can print it out and then cut it out. So sometimes if you make the 3D object too big, it won't fit on the pieces of paper anymore. And what you have to do then is cut it up using their tool. I forgot what it's called. I think it's a join disjoin. I'll probably go over that again if I do a video on Pepakura, since that seems to be a common theme. People wanting to know, how do I do this in Pepakura? Even though it's probably it's probably 20 years old, the software. And people are still using it. It needs like an update or something. I don't own Pepakura, just so we're clear. It's not mine. I don't understand everything. But I do understand how to use it for the most part. Yeah, so if you do scale up the model in Pepakura, you will have to make sure that it fits onto those 2D sheets of paper, because if it doesn't fit, then when you print it, it'll cut off the edge. And actually sometimes it won't like get rid of the edge, it'll put it onto another piece of paper. So you'll get like, if you accidentally cut it off right here or something, you'll get this on one piece of paper, and then just that tiny little bit on a whole nother piece of paper. And you don't want that to happen because it's kind of a waste of paper. So Epicur is kind of finicky about that. Ace cosplay using Euro Trooper. I saw that video and I commented on it. I did. And I checked back a week later and nobody responded. It's like I was invisible. Nobody cared about a small YouTuber like me. I did see that she posted or the link to my channel and my templates, and I'm very grateful for that. It's awesome. I love the, connectivity between cosplayers, sharing each other's materials and stuff. It's really cool. And, my stuff's free. So that's kind of the whole point. I want to get it out there as much as possible. But yeah, she didn't actually say like who, or she didn't link my channel, or tell me like it's by this guy. Wait, I think she did actually. I don't know. It's been a while since I saw it. Right now, bottom of the years. I get the fine edges. I'm assuming you're talking about the Clone Trooper helmet. I'll get it real quick. Okay. Where'd that question go? Building the helmet right now. Fine edges. Bottom of the ears. So I will admit, like if you look at it from a distance, you can't really see any of the polygons or edges or anything. It looks perfectly normal, perfectly fine. If you get really close, you'll see it's still a Epicur file. I didn't do that much with it. Some of the edges are still there. So the only way to really get those details fine is like really, really perfectly is to put putty on there, sand it off, and then do that like 10 more times. I mean, it's unfortunate that it has to be like that. Meticulous is the word for it. But like the more you do it, the more, putty and sanding you do, the better it will look in the end. Mine is not perfect even around these parts. There's some spots I didn't quite get to. Yeah. This gray part in particular, was a big pain in the butt. You can definitely see up close, there's quite a lot of lines still left on it, unfortunately. If I wanted to spend another, week putting putty on there and sanding it down over and over, you can do that and it'll look great. Keep looking over here. Camera is right there. So yeah, if you wanted to do that, you're welcome to, but that's a lot more work. And at the end of the day, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just, be happy with it. I'm happy with mine. It's not perfect. Every time I get up close to it, I know those rough edges are there, and it annoys me, but it looks fine, I think. Does it look fine to you from a distance? It looks fine until I just ruined it there. I ruined the illusion, and now you get up close and see how flawed it is. Hope that answers your question. Next piece of Mando armor. I knew that question was coming. I was prepared. So yeah, I'm just going to be honest. I'm not done with it. I am going to finish it. I'm just kind of bored at the moment. The design of that suit is completely original. So, you know, I have to not only design it and make sure it fits my body, but then I have to make the template and make sure that the template works with the foam that I have, like the thickness of foam and everything. There's so many little things that all add up, and at the end of the day, when you're going to make a new piece of armor, you start to get like, I guess, distracted, or you feel like you could be doing something else. I don't know. I really want to get back into it. I will finish it. Actually, I'll show you real quick. This was the prototype for the shin of the Mandalorian armor that I worked on. It's not really gonna fit in frame. There. I posted a picture on it. You've probably already seen it. That's kind of what the shin was looking like. I was gonna have a knee guard attached with a strap up at the top so that it wouldn't wiggle around side to side. It would stay right front and center with the shin. Yeah, I think it looks pretty good, like from the front. Maybe. I think I made this part too rounded, so I might redo that actually. Yeah, that's the prototype shin armor for the Mandalorian. I think I'm just gonna make the thighs like just a plate and then fit it around the side of my thigh. Because I think I don't want to make it too big and bulky, because like the clone trooper, those thigh guards really restrict your movement. And I wanted to make the Mandalorian more flexible and easy to put on, easy to move around in. So yeah, you need some smaller armor in some places in order to make it more flexible. Cardboard as material. Cardboard can be used. I've seen some other YouTubers do it, and it can look really good. The only problem is just cardboard by itself, on its own, just plain cardboard. It looks really bad. Like with the striations in the cardboard, you can see every line in the cardboard. I have cardboard, but I don't want to get it. So you can see every line in the cardboard, and it just doesn't look very good on its own. I've seen some YouTubers where they coat it with like Mod Podge and newspaper strips. It's like paper mache. That's what it is. Put paper mache all over it, and then some putty, and then sand that down, and it looks great. It looks fantastic. But that's a whole project. That's a lot of work, and it might not be as sturdy as like EVA foam, because if you think about it, like cardboard is paper. At the end of the day, cardboard is paper, so it can rip, it can get wet and tear, and you don't really want that in a costume. You know, you want something that's flexible and sturdy, something that you can glue, and like it'll hold its shape. And EVA foam does that perfectly. So if you want to experiment using cardboard, like if you want to try out a template and see if it looks good in reality, then by all means, you know, use your Amazon box that you got as a test package. But I wouldn't recommend using that as the final product unless you want to put in a lot more time, like sanding it down and whatnot. What am I building today? I was planning to build this. We'll see if that works out. I'll probably end up kind of getting started on it. But yeah, that's what I'm hoping to do today. Excuse me. Kashyyyk clone deserter templates. Yeah, you're welcome. That sounds really interesting. I know Andrew DFT, the other famous YouTuber cosplayer, he has templates for the Kashyyyk Trooper, Kashyyyk Clone Trooper, or Scout Clone. as some would say. So check out Andrew DFT on YouTube. He's one of the few that really inspired, or one of the many that inspired me. Make a Shore Trooper helmet out of cardboard from scratch. I think the Shore Trooper, I love the Shore Trooper design, honestly. Shore Troopers, they're one of the best things that come out of Rogue One. So I would love to do that one day. I don't have templates for it though. So I would have to make some, and making helmet templates from scratch, that's going to take some time. So maybe. I would love to do it though. I would love to. I don't think I would use cardboard though. The paint. My Clone Trooper helmet cracked. Yeah, aim. Mine cracked all over my armor, so that's really sad. Your helmet is made out of EVA foam, I think. So maybe if you used the Plat Effects paint, it would help it some. Just a possibility. You might already know about that. Yeah. Your suit is amazing, by the way. AIM. Really, really cool stuff. Templates. Yeah. I'm glad you like my templates. Yeah. Yeah, the movie armor was CGI. I'm like really far behind in the comments. I'm sorry. Just saying. Spraying foam. Yeah, Plastidip. If you've ever heard of Plastidip, that's a great thing to use with EVA foam. That was that's what people used before this existed, was Plastidip. And it's like spray paint, but it's flexible. So it's basically this in a can. The difference is that Plastidip can peel, whereas this stuff doesn't really peel as much. It just kind of, if you bend it too hard, it'll crack like normal paint. If you bend it too hard, like more than normal, it'll crack, whereas Plastidip will peel. And I kind of discovered the hard way that that's pretty bad and it's hard to fix. I did that. I'll actually show it real quick. I should have had all this stuff ready. I didn't know I was going to bring out everything. So with this guy, this ancient relic, what I did for the dome, like I said before, this is, well, this part is EVA foam. This part is putty. I used like just putty. I spread it everywhere and I sanded it down. And then I sprayed Plastidip all over the helmet in order to seal in all of that putty, just to make sure like none of the dust or anything like started breaking or getting out. And towards the back, it started to peel. And once Plastidip starts to peel, you know, it's hard to fix because it leaves like a crater in there. I passed it off as just weathering, battle worn. Yeah, this was like the first helmet I ever made, so I didn't really know what I was doing, but it turned out pretty good, I'd say. So yeah, that's what happens when you are not careful with Plastidip. But Plastidip is pretty good still. It's good as like a primer, I think. Not as like a main paint. You don't want to use it as just the paint. It's like a primer thing. Yeah, I'd love to do Clone Commando. Oh, SWTOR. I loved that game. I played Star Wars The Old Republic online. Who knows how many hours? Like, I think there was a function in game where you can type like hours played or something and it would tell you how many hours you played. I did that for one character and I had like 22 days worth of time on one character in that game. That was my game that I played when I was growing up. I spent like every day I would wake up, go to Star Wars The Old Republic, log on to my main character, who was a trooper commander, not a commando, with a big heavy super machine gun thing that they carry around, like the rotary cannon. Yeah, I loved that as a kid. Yeah, see you guys, or one guy. Yeah, if you guys need to head out, feel free. I'll upload the live stream after this, so you're not gonna miss a whole lot. You can pick up where you left off or anything like that. I won't get offended. Yeah, absolutely. You don't know? Oh, yeah. Riser. Why is the name Riser? So it was one of the names I just thought was cool growing up. I wrote down like a whole bunch of names, just combinations of different things that I thought were cool growing up, and eventually I found Riser. Like I had like Visor at one point, and I thought that was like the coolest name in the world. It couldn't get any better than Visor. But then I just put an R in front of it, and I was like, Riser. That sounds even cooler because like it sounds like rising, like you're rising up or something. It sounds more epic. I don't know. That's kind of the name I had when I started my YouTube channel. I thought it was the coolest name, so that's why I used Riser. But yeah, I have like a whole list of cool names I thought were cool when I was a kid. Yeah, there are a lot of comments. Trust me, as a creator, there's nothing more fun than logging into YouTube at the beginning of the day and finding you've got 60 to 70 comments on your video. You're like, oh my gosh, I've got to answer 70 questions today. It's like homework. No, but I love it though. I'm glad to help. I really am. So don't hesitate to ask questions. I'm not saying you can't ask questions. Please do if you need help. That's what I'm here for. It's just a funny thing that happens. Like all of a sudden, I go from just building costumes in my my spare room in my house, and then all of a sudden, I'm on my computer every day answering 20 questions. It's fun. It's cool. I never thought there were this many Star Wars fans out there that really liked Star Wars cosplay specifically. I know cosplay branches out into a million other things, but I didn't know there were so many for just Star Wars alone. It's really cool to see all of that. And a lot of them coming to my channel. I was going to build you. Your thick thighs are too big. Yeah. I've always had trouble like answering the comments that ask me how to resize the templates and then to fit their specific body, because like some people are taller, some people are skinnier, wider, and then shorter. So like if you scale up the templates, it'll assume you're just getting bigger all around, not just like taller. So it doesn't really account for that when you scale up the templates. So I'm just gonna be honest. I really don't know how to like scale up to a specific level, like scale up just because you're taller, you're tall and skinny, or like if you're both like tall and larger, like wider. There's so many different combinations of human bodies that I just don't know how to make templates for all of them. So I just threw my templates out there as just a starting point. If you want to make my templates and you are a very different body type from me, then you're probably going to have to do some modifying. And yeah, I wish I could help, but I guess technology just isn't quite there yet to where we can, take templates and, well, I guess it is. If you're into like 3D modeling and CAD and stuff, you could like stretch it out in certain areas, but I'm not there yet, sorry. Maybe in the future I'll be able to provide templates for every body type in the world. But I am the most generic body type probably in the world. I am a 6 foot tall, 165-pound male. Well, I don't know if that's generic, but I think it is. I'm like right in the middle of everything. So luckily I'm not like a 7 foot tall giant or anything, where my templates wouldn't fit most people. But I'm about average height, average weight. So, you can really modify the template to fit you a lot more easy, I think, because of that. I keep putting my finger on the lens, I'm sorry. Return to the Sith Phase 2 helmet. I would love to, but I would need the template for it because that's a really complicated design. Yeah, I suppose I could buy it from someone online, but then I wouldn't be able to give it to you guys. And that's a whole other thing about my channel. Like, if I use templates that I bought and paid for, then I can't give them for free to you guys. So it's like I have to make the template from scratch myself. I can't just buy it and then give it to you, unfortunately, because that'd be piracy, I guess. And I want to keep my templates all free. That's the one thing. That is the one line I will not cross on my channel. All of my templates will be free for now and forever, because I know what it feels like to go to a YouTube channel, find some incredible build from some guy's costume, and then he asks for like $10 for the templates in the description, and I'm like, nope, I'm not building that. I could probably just pause the video and then draw your templates from scratch. And that's what I would rather do than pay $10, so it's just not going to work anyway. The Imperial Surplus. I have an entire Clone Trooper from plastic that is Phase 2 Clone Wars version, not the live action version. So it's exactly the same as the red one I have, but it's plastic. And it's from Imperial Surplus. You can look them up online. They sell plastic armor kits. And it's sitting in my room back home because I'm at my apartment here. I'm going to college. I can't make it here, unfortunately. It would just make too much noise. I would have to use the rotary tool to cut out all like the pieces and the edges and smooth them down and stuff. So I can't make it here. I'm going to plan to make it in the summer, I think. But yeah, that's my plan. I really want to make it, but so many other things to do, so many builds I could make, Yeah, it's kind of on hold. Got this big box of plastic armor sitting in my room back home. Yeah. I'm not going to get into the cost of that suit. Well, I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about the cost. I'll just say it was around $1,000 for the whole plastic suit, including the helmet. So I won't give an exact price because I don't know if he might change it or something if you're like really far away or something. like shipping or something if he has to pay extra. So I won't give the exact price, but it was around $1,000 for a whole plastic suit. And yeah, I need to really get to that because that's going to go to waste just sitting there. That's not good. How much do you spend per costume? Okay, I'm about 20 minutes behind in the comments. Oh gosh. I'll try to go quickly. Spend per costume. I spent that. It really varies, honestly, because it depends on what you have already. If you have the tools and materials already, then like, I mean, you don't really have to buy anything. And most cosplayers will have like tools sitting around. I have like log or sheets of EVA foam sitting in my closet there, so I already have a bunch of materials. And like I may not even use all of them for a costume. So like it's hard to tell. Do you cut the price in half if you don't use all the foam or something like that? It kind of varies on that, I guess, but it's gonna cost at least 100 to between 100 and 200, I would say, in materials and tools. Because like if you already have the tools, that's a whole nother thing. I did a video on this, tools and materials. You can look it up if you want to. I kind of went through everything that I used and all the materials and tools. So like this is a tool. This is a heat gun. That's a tool. That cost about $20, I think. That's a tool. Whereas this is a material, because you have to buy like a bunch of these. You only need one heat gun, but you need a bunch of like contact cement and foam. Those are materials, and they constantly get replaced. So I don't have to buy the tools anymore. Like I already have the tools. I just need to buy new materials. So when I give you a price, what I mean is the materials. And I spent about $100 in materials so far for the Mandalorian costume. Yeah, I haven't used it all yet because I did just buy the visor. This is the visor for the Mandalorian helmet. I have like everything ready, but I haven't put it together yet. Yeah, this is the visor. You can sort of see through it. It has a film over it right now, so it's not transparent. But yeah, it's gonna be as dark as this one when it's in a helmet, because like right now you can see the light through it and everything. Yeah, that cost about $10. And I spent like maybe $20 in glue and maybe 70 in foam so far. So yeah, about that much. I need to go through these faster. I'm sorry. You're commenting like really fast and I don't get to it. Foam Armory has some good. Shore Trooper. That'd be cool. I may have seen them before. Guess they need to be free, though. It's maybe an old comment. I can't tell if I already answered it. I'm 6 feet tall. 6 feet tall, 165 pounds. About 170. Depends how much I ate that day. Person asked for a price. Oh. Yeah. About 50 to 120. It's a good estimate. Where I post most of my stuff? On Instagram, I would say. Pretty, well, I don't want to say super active, but I try to post as much as I can. Just sort of like, little bits to know that to let you know that I'm not gone. I'm not dead. I'm still here. Just had a bit of a hiatus, a break, I guess. Yeah, battle damage. How many hours did it take you to make the clone armor? I spent 5 months making the clone armor. You don't have to do that. In fact, I recommend you doing it a little bit more quickly because you might get bored of it otherwise. Yeah, so I spent 5 months in total on the clone armor, on and off. It did not take me 5 whole months to do it. I just did like one piece of armor at a time. So I didn't do it all at once, just so we're clear. I'm not that slow. Yeah, if I didn't take breaks, if I just sat down like for 2 hours a day, I could probably get it done in 1 month or 2 months, somewhere around there. So that's about the time it takes to make the whole thing, including the helmet. The helmet itself takes like a week or 2 weeks to make. So that's the big project. Still playing the Old Republic. Nice. I played it for 3.5 years straight since launch. And I kind of got so burnt out of it that I just kind of stopped. I had to move on. It was a great game. I remember all the armor sets from it. I would love to make a Old Republic trooper armor one day. I'm always torn between the clone armor and the Old Republic trooper armor. I want to make an Old Republic trooper armor, but I know everybody's just going to think it's a clone armor. They're not going to recognize it. Like, I would be the only one who knows I'm from the Old Republic. I'm not a clone. Or more than likely, people would call me a stormtrooper. I've walked around in public with my clone trooper armor on. Nobody calls me a clone. Nobody. They all say stormtrooper. And it annoys me to death, as I'm sure it does everybody that wears a clone trooper armor. Being called a stormtrooper is the #1 pet peeve. Yeah. At least they know I'm from Star Wars, though. Clone trooper armor, it was too big. Use Velcro. It's a good idea. Just better stick it to your body, I guess, to keep it held on. Yeah, Velcro is amazing. So many uses for it. I'm going to use it on the Mando. I've already used it, actually. I need to use it more. I'll probably use it on the belt quite a bit. Yeah. Tips for gluing the major parts of the Hepagura helmet together. Yeah, that's always the trickiest part when you need to get together all of the big pieces. Like if you do the dome section, and then you do the face, and then you do the back. That's usually the 3 areas everybody always does, like the front, back, and top. And combining those 3 together is really hard, especially with this indented section in the back. See how there's a lip? A lip on the top and a lip on the bottom. This does not want to go in if you on its own. You really have to force it in there to get it to work. And unfortunately, that's just kind of how it is. What I did is I would take super glue, this stuff right here, just get a drop of this, put it on the little tab, and then smush them together so that it'll at least hold at one point and it'll never come undone at that point. And then use that, like if you glued super glue like the tip right there, and then just slowly use the stick glue with tape and then put in place all the other pieces until it lines up perfectly or close enough. Anyway, that's my tip. You can use super glue to glue in some of the edge pieces. That usually works pretty good for gluing in the major parts, because when the parts are this big in Hepagura format, it's heavy and it doesn't want to align or connect to the other parts. So yeah, I would say don't connect the front and back together first. you want to connect the front, or you want to connect like the top and the back first, and then put the face in last, because it's a little easier that way. You don't want to put these two together and then have like a ring on the top, and then sort of have to put the dome onto both halves put together, because if it doesn't fit in one area, it'll leave like a huge gap in the back or something, and you don't want that. So yeah, that's my tip for that. Next part of the Mandalorian suit, probably the shins. I showed you a prototype. If you were not here earlier, this is the prototype. Yeah, it's a prototype for a reason, because it looks awful. But yeah, probably the shin. I would love to do the jetpack, but I don't know, because I have to think about like how much it's gonna weigh down on the back. And if it's too much, then it'll cause the chest plate to rise up and like choke me, and you don't want that. That's what happens with the clone armor. When I put the ARC Trooper backpack on the clone armor, the chest piece wants to rise up and like hang me, and it's not fun. So you need to have like, oh come on, a mechanism to hold the front of the chest down or something. Like maybe some Velcro or strap on the inside would do that. Yeah. The back is, or adding like a backpack is going to be tricky. But the Mandalorian is pretty attached to my body. Like it's more firmly attached to my body thanks to like elastic and Velcro. Whereas the Clone Trooper is just sitting on top. It's not attached to my chest. It's just sitting on top of it. So if I move around, like if I wiggle in the clone, the chest piece will wiggle separately. But if I wiggle in the Mandalorian suit back there, then it'll stay to my body. It won't move. So maybe it'll be easier to attach a jetpack to it that way. That's my plan. I like the more tight-fitting armor. I can't stand the chest piece in the clone, honestly. It's way too loose. Helmets out of EVA foam entirely. I made one a long time ago when I first got into making costumes. I have a picture of it, but I can't show it while I'm streaming, I don't think. It's just an original piece. It's not like from anything, unfortunately. It was just like a test in my early days of costume making. But I tried and it came out okay. It came out okay. I had like some like really jagged eye sections. They were like, I can't do it. They were like really pointy, like triangles or something. It looked really cool when I was making it. I will show a picture eventually, like a throwback picture or something. I made that entirely out of EVA foam, and it all went pretty well except for the dome. The dome had like these big seams in it, so it would come to like a point like this, and it didn't look good. So making a dome shape out of EVA foam is very hard to do. That's why I used putty with this one to get that rounded shape, because I mean otherwise with EVA foam it would have like these lines in it, and I didn't want that. I might not have a choice with the next Mandalorian armor or helmet. It might have to have lines in it because I'm not doing the putty thing. Not again. Yeah. Any helmets that don't have a just flat or round dome on their head will be really easy to make out of EVA foam. Like the Spartans from Halo, they have a ton of detail on their helmets, like a ton of angles and just curves and all this stuff. So it'd be easier to make that out of EVA foam, because you wouldn't have to smooth anything over like with putty, whereas this is just so round, you have to smooth that out somehow. But like with the Spartan helmet, you could just make each individual piece out of EVA foam and then glue it together. It'd be just so many little pieces though, so you'd have to, be careful of that. But yeah, what am I studying? Information technology with a focus on game design. I'm gonna make the next Star Wars Battlefront. Hopefully. Probably not, but that'd be my dream. Or a remaster or something. Weight issue for the jetpack. I have not figured that out yet, sadly. Working on it. I did draw out some jetpack designs, which my Patreons will know about, or at least maybe. I uploaded the concept art of those online on Patreon. But yeah, I drew some designs out of how I think I want it to look. But at the end of the day, it's a jetpack. It's just going to be like a block of foam on my back, and that can add weight, of course. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Hopefully, it won't choke me. The plastic armor be 501st approved. That is my plan. My plan is to join the 501st with this plastic kit that I bought from Imperial Surplus. That is my plan, to paint it up as perfectly as possible, and then join the 501st. Because, my clone right now, that one is not good enough. Essentially, it looks good as a cosplayer, but since the 501st require screen accuracy to the absolute best, yeah, that's just not going to cut it, unfortunately. Yeah, I've heard the 501st has had some problems lately, like with leadership and whatnot, so now I'm kind of hesitating. I don't know. I would love to the only reason I would join the 501st is to go to conventions with other people, to just, wear armor with other Star Wars fans. Sounds like such a fun thing to do, just get together, enjoy the fandom you all love, look cool together, look like a squad, That's my dream. I don't want to get roped into any controversies. My Instagram. I don't know if I can do that. I'm pretty sure. Well, okay. The name is @red_riser. Has a picture of my face on the front, so you should find it. Yeah. I've linked it in a few of my videos. And, I guess I'll post it in the description of this video. I'll write that down, actually. I'm gonna forget. All right. Yeah, I have to write stuff down or I'll forget it. Havoc Squad, they were my squad when I was growing up. That was like the real stuff back then. Man, I loved that. It's so many cool armors. It was like concept clone troopers is basically what they were. They looked like, this mix of so many different Star Wars armors, and it was so cool growing up as a kid, getting to choose which one you wanted to wear in game. Such a good game. I hope they make a Knights of the Old Republic sequel, and then they have Havoc Squad troopers or something in that game. That would be the best thing ever. That would literally be complete. I don't know. Mandalorian cosplayer, but I'm looking for always Boba Fett to strangers. Yeah. I can see that. That's what I'm worried about my current Mandalorian project. People are just going to think I'm Din Djarin, the Mandalorian. That's all they're going to think about. Or Boba Fett. They don't think I could be just a Mandalorian, Deathwatch Mando. Yeah, you have the same problem. A pep tutorial? Yeah, I'll do that. Pepakura, I'll write that down too. Make a Pepakura tutorial. That reminds me, there's a whole group on Facebook called like the Pepakura Library, I think. They have like 4,000 templates on there for Pepakura. It's a bit of a process to actually get to it though, because it's like you have to open an Excel file or something in order to get to the Pepakura files. It's a really weird, seemingly outdated process of acquiring templates, because normally you just go online, go to a website and download it from there, but they have it on like a Excel spreadsheet that you have to download. I don't know. I'll probably touch on it in a video, but so many templates out there for free. Just make sure you get the free ones. Don't pirate. Some people like put a lot of effort into making them, and they try to sell them, and that's fine. It's totally fine. But I'm not going to use those, because my stuff is going to be free. Always. Quick seal and hot glue to fill seams. I've seen that done a few times. That could definitely work, but I've never used quick seal. Hot glue, yeah. I have used hot glue to try and fill seams before. But it gets kind of like a mess. Gets to be a mess, I guess. Yeah. Especially when it's hot and you have to like smudge it. Make sure you don't burn yourself. Maybe I did it wrong. I usually don't use hot glue anymore. I used it all the time growing up, or a few years ago, I should say. Just doing like practice runs with old floor mat foam, trying to figure out what cosplay was. So yeah, hot glue is fantastic for beginners. Definitely pick some up if you want to experiment and stuff like that. I will do a better Battlefront than EA if I get hired by whoever makes the next Star Wars game. Material to make a clone trooper armor. EVA foam, absolutely. Yeah, I don't know if I have an example on hand, but yeah, EVA foam. I wouldn't recommend getting this stuff because it leaves that ugly pattern on the inside. But otherwise, you know, it's flexible. It's easy to glue, easy to put on. It doesn't break. Like I've had the seams where I've had to glue things. That's broken before. Like where you put your arm in, that seam line has kind of split a little bit before, but the foam itself, no. EVA foam is not going to tear anytime soon. You'd have to get like a truck, 2 trucks together and rip it apart for it to actually tear. It's just very strong. But painting it, don't use spray paint. Use this. Plaid Effects flexible acrylics. These are specifically designed for EVA foam cosplay. Brought them up earlier, but just to hammer that in a little bit further. Don't use spray paint on EVA foam ever, or else that happens. And that doesn't look like weathering. You might think, wow, that looks like, you know, clone trooper weathering, but no. They don't have cracks in their armor. They have smudge marks. They don't have cracks though. So yeah. Tons of different brands of 3D or EVA foam out there. There's like foamies, craft foams, like a whole bunch of different brands of it. There's lots of different thicknesses also. So like there's 6mm. This is 6mm. It's nice and thin. Has a pattern on the back. Yeah. Then there's thicker ones. I have some black foam in there that I need to use. It's high density, really professional stuff. And that's 10mm thick. It's a lot thicker. And I plan to make something out of that. But yeah, any EVA foam should work as long as it's like 6mm or above. Yeah. Don't use like 2mm for armor pieces, because 2mm is really, really tiny and it's way too flexible. It won't hold its shape. It's not meant to be like the armor piece itself. It's just meant to be detail pieces. In case you didn't know. I don't have a 3D printer and I don't have any 3D printed props. I'm like super old school at this point. Every cosplayer seems to have a 3D printer at this point, but me, I don't. I would love to get one. I like tried to talk my parents into getting one. Well, I don't want to say that. We contemplated buying one a while back, but what we ended up doing was buying the full plastic clone trooper armor that I got from Imperial Surplus. That's way better in my opinion. Yeah, I don't have to print the suit. I actually have it already. I just need to build it. But yeah, 3D printer, I'd need to get one. Some of the cheaper ones just don't seem to work quite as well. Like they're really finicky and they mess up often. So I'm afraid to get a cheap one. But yeah, I really don't know like which one to buy anymore. It's been like 2 years since I looked at them. But yeah, if you like have a 3D printer and you know like, or if you have like more than one 3D printer and you know one works better than the other, then tell me like what the best 3D printer is. Thank you, AIM. Put my Instagram tag on there. For those who don't know, it is indeed @red_riser. Yeah, send me direct messages, pictures, videos, anything. You can send me on Instagram. I respond to everybody, I promise. At least once. Message got removed. That's unfortunate. Yeah, that reminds me. I don't know if I'm the only one. No, this has probably happened on like other people's channels, but YouTube will send me a notification of a comment that someone typed. And it'll tell me what they said, but when I click on the comment to respond to it, it's not there. And I don't know if YouTube deleted it or if that person deleted it. So like I've seen like probably 20 comments at this point from beginning of my career to now. 20 comments from like a bunch of people that comment on my video. I go to click on it and it's not there. So it's like I can't respond when it's not even there. I don't know if it's YouTube, because I checked like the there's a section in YouTube where it holds comments like potentially inappropriate comments. I've checked there. They're not there. It's like they just vanished into thin air. I don't know how to respond to those people. So if like I don't respond to your comment, then comment again. Like give me a week, okay? Give me at least a week. Don't spam comment. But yeah, if I don't get to it in a week, it probably deleted it for some reason. More phone builds. Apart from the Mandalorian, which I desperately need to finish, I don't have a plan for the next one after that. I would love to do a medieval costume, like with a knight or something from Dark Souls or Lord of the Rings or something. But yeah, I don't have a plan at the moment. I'm taking requests for other things. Um, and yeah, I mentioned a poll I was going to do earlier about like if you want, I'll bring it up again. Why not? About like you want to see the next build be a Star Wars costume or anything else. Because there's tons of Star Wars armor I could do. Like the Old Republic has hundreds of armor sets in there that I could do. Uh, yeah, the Clone Wars. I don't really want to do another regular clone at the moment. I might do like a commando or something. That's a possibility. I would really love to do that. But like a Star Wars costume or anything, and anything has, you know, thousands of armor suits out there, so you know, who even knows uh, all the stuff that I could do. I'm not like a professional, a master at this, but I could give it a try. Is what I mean to say. Going to upload soon. I want to. I really do. I will. Again, I'm not dead. I am not dead yet. I will finish The Mandalorian. I swear it. But yeah, I got a little bored of it, unfortunately. Just being honest. I spent too much time on it. I finished the chest and biceps. And I finished the whole upper body, actually. But I need to finish the lower body. And the helmet, of course. The one that every single one of my subscribers has mentioned at least once about the helmet. Which I really do want to do. But I'm just not sure yet what I'm going to use as a template. I will use somebody else's template. I'm not going to make one from scratch because there's like 30 templates out there already for Mandalorian helmets. Yeah. Maybe I could just use this one. I don't know. This thing is 2 years old, falling apart a little bit. And I don't want to break it, you know. It's kind of a piece of my history. I just want to put it on a shelf and let it be my trophy. A reminder of how I got started. Okay. Yeah, I've seen Evil Ted videos. They're pretty cool. He's a nice example of so many different things that you can do as a cosplayer, like besides just wearing costumes. He was in like the film industry making suits for like, was the Guyver movie or something? I heard about that one time. It was like, it's incredible that a cosplayer, well, I don't know if he was a cosplayer originally or if he started out with like costume making and they just hired him and he later became a costume maker. I don't actually know, but yeah, check out Evil Ted Smith. EVA foam at Michael's. Yeah, I know Michael's has deals. I've been there, and you don't want to buy it as like stock, like the stock price, the normal price, I should say. The normal price is a little bit too expensive, but they do have a lot of coupons very often. So, you know, you could get a coupon, go right to the cosplay section. They have a whole cosplay section. Michael's, I don't know about Joanne. But I know Michael's does. So yeah, whole cosplay section. Well, when I say whole cosplay, I mean like one shelf. So one aisle, I should say, an aisle. Cosplay's getting bigger. I'm very happy about that. Yeah, I need to go to Michael's. I need the coupons too. I think I'm signed up. Maybe. My hair looks so weird. I need to stop adjusting it. I'm not that kind of YouTuber. Painting. Spray paint. Yeah, lots of different kinds of spray paint. But don't use enamel on EVA foam, period. Yeah, doing Plastidip first as a primer and then spray paint, it might work. I've never actually tried that. So that's a possibility. Plastidip can be kind of expensive though, unfortunately. I don't know if it's because of, the situation or what, but like it's like $7 to $8 per normal spray can worth of Plastidip, which won't get you very far. At least in my area, that's the price. It's pretty bad. Oh, cool. 3D printing. Yeah, I've seen my school does have like a whole room full of 3D printers that are huge, but it's only in the engineering department, and I think in some of the art departments have one too, but I'm neither of those, so I can't use them because I'm not an art student and I'm not an engineer. I'm an IT professional with a focus on game design. So yeah, I write code and program characters to go from point A to point B. That's what I do. Yeah, good night. If you had to leave, don't feel ashamed, or I don't want to say ashamed, like don't feel embarrassed. It's not the right word. If you need to leave, go ahead and leave. I won't hold you. I'm going to upload the stream afterwards, of course, so you can check it out where you left off. If there's any unanswered questions you had, I might get to them later. I'll hope I can. So don't worry. Nice, Alex. Almost done with the clone helmet. Yeah, feel free to send pictures on Instagram if you have one. I love seeing other people's work, especially when it like came from me. It's so surreal to see like somebody else on the other side of the world working on a template that I made. Like that's incredible. I love seeing that connection, like that community feeling. It's so nice, so cool. I've never been with like a group of cosplayers or anything, so yeah, my connection to cosplay is through you guys. Yeah, kind of look like Obi-Wan, really. Yeah, if I grew the beard out a little more, my beard is kind of patchy like though. Hello there. Doesn't really work. I don't have the accent. Yeah, Obi-Wan would be cool. I might be able to pull it off. Maybe. I've heard a lot of people say that I look like Luke Skywalker. And I think I do with longer hair. And my hair is kind of short at the moment. Yeah. Sauron armor. That would be really cool. What I actually thought about for a time, for a little while, was doing the ring wraith from the Lord of the Rings, but like changing it up a little bit to make it more armored, more like more spiky and cool, I guess. Because a lot of the ring wraiths, they just wear cloaks, like black cloaks over their armor, and it hides the armor, which I think it can be cool, but I just find it kind of annoying in that situation because their cool silver shiny armor is hidden by a black cloak for most of the movies. I get that. It's the point of the ring wraiths to be like ghosts, essentially, that like they're going after the ring and they're supposed to be haunting, like ghost-like. And that's fine. I just think it would be cool to see them without a cloak, without a robe. To see them in full armor. So yeah, I thought about doing that. But if I did, I don't know if anybody would recognize me. I don't know if anybody would know that I'm a ring wraith if I don't have the black cloak, I really want to be recognized as a certain character when I walk out in costume. I want people to know, like, that's a ring wraith. That's a clone trooper. I don't want people to say, is that some OC? I mean, there's nothing wrong with OCs. There's nothing wrong at all. But if you kind of want people to approach you more, then you need to have a costume that's well known. Like stormtroopers, everybody in the world knows what a stormtrooper looks like. Everybody, from China to India, Europe, America, everybody knows what a stormtrooper looks like. So yeah, they'll recognize that. And that's kind of what I like about cosplay. Being recognized as a character from a fan favorite movie. Need some water. I think it's cool to bring people's, favorite characters to life, like the stormtroopers and clones. When I walk around, people come up to me and they're like, "Whoa, you're right out of Star Wars." They know me as the clone trooper or stormtrooper, whatever. People always confuse those, but that's the joy of cosplay, bringing a certain character to life for someone else. It's not. I never wanted it to be about me. I wanted it to be about making someone else's dream come true, I guess. That sounds kind of cheesy, but a kid walks up and they see a stormtrooper from Star Wars, their favorite movie, and they're like, "Whoa, that's incredible." And that's what I always wanted to see when I was a kid. I would have loved that. That's kind of what I aim to do. I don't want to be just selfish and make costumes just for my enjoyment. It's for everyone's and your guys' enjoyment, of course. Yeah. Obama? Why don't you get a job instead of being a Halloween fan? I'm getting a job making the next Battlefront. Probably not. Hopefully something like that. Yeah, I'm in college, dude. Or dudette. I don't really know. That is my job. I'm a student. A question, okay. I don't want to get too close and creep everybody out. I had some questions. What do you do? Put contact cement on the wrong surface. Okay, if you put contact cement on the wrong surface, you can actually get some remover. It's very toxic, so you have to be very careful about that. I forgot what it's called though. I've never used it. I've never had it. I've just I've never made I don't want to say I've never made a mistake, but I haven't made a mistake yet using contact cement, so I haven't had to remove it. And if I get some imperfections in it, I'll just take it off, or no, I'll just make a whole new piece because I don't want to use one that's already kind of ruined or something. Yeah, I've never had to remove contact cement before, but Punished Props did a video talking all about contact cement. So if you look up Punished Props Academy, contact cement, there's a video on there that they show you how to glue foam together with contact cement and how to remove it too. They do have a video on that. And for the Mandalorian helmet, doing with foam build. As I've said a few times, I don't really know which template I'm going to use as of yet. All I know is that I'm not going to make a template for the Mandalorian helmet from scratch. I'm going to use one that is free from another YouTuber, or maybe a combination of multiple YouTubers, and make this, mash of all the best elements from different cosplayers, and to make the best helmet possible. Because I don't want to use just one template that might have some flaws in it. The hardest part is going to be the dome, almost hands down, the dome of the helmet. Brought this up several times already, but I'll do it real quick. Like, this dome is done with putty that I sanded down a lot. And if you just used EVA foam, you'd never get something this smooth without using some sort of filler in the cracks. So I don't really know what I'm gonna do about the dome yet. That's the only part of the helmet that I'm really worried about, is the dome, because I don't want to have any ugly corners of the helmet dome that just wouldn't look right. And I don't really know how to hide it without covering it all in putty and doing that whole mess again, which I really don't want to do. What I may end up doing, and I've thought about this a few times, is taking, like, it may have some lines in it, and then I'll just take a shield, like a shore trooper shield, and just put it on front on top of the helmet to give it like a visor look or something that'll hide the seam lines. I've thought about doing that, but I don't know yet. I don't know what that would look like, or if it would look any good. But yeah, that's my plan. Halo Marine costume. Yeah, Andrew DFT has templates for that as well. And then ODST. He does have ODST templates as well, I believe. It's been a while since I've checked his channel, but he has done both of those costumes before. I don't know if he has templates for both of them. But yeah, that's definitely an option. Check out Andrew DFT's YouTube channel. He has free templates. They're free. They are free. Yeah, if I did one, I would just use Andrew DFT's templates, because I don't really want to make the templates all over again since somebody's already done it. But yeah, I would consider doing that for sure, since there's already a free template for it. Yeah, the Punish Props Mandalorian helmet is pretty good. The eyes are a little too wide on theirs, I think. Like these are pretty narrow, very narrow. You don't get a whole lot of vision out of it. It's like, right there. You don't really get much vision, but it looks cool from the outside. I think Punish Props made theirs too wide or something. So I don't know if I'd use the Punish Props helmet for the visor section. Maybe for the dome, but probably not for the visor. I'd probably modify it. What's up? Curran. Okay. Yeah, Michael's cosplay section. I'm so happy that stores are finally, like, putting cosplay specific materials in their stores. Like, before, the materials that you would use are just like, they're not meant for cosplay specifically. They're just floor mats or, random. This is plumbing glue. It's not meant for cosplay. It's meant for plumbing, I think. Like, connecting like water pipes together or something. So all of the early days of cosplay was just a mishmash, if I can think of a good word, mishmash of all these different materials and everything that was not specifically made for cosplay, was not meant to be used for cosplay, but people would pick them up and make these weird costumes out of whatever they had. And that's what I was doing too. So now that I'm seeing cosplay materials in store, it's crazy, and it's awesome to see it, because now more people are going to see that in the shelves when they walk by, and they're going to go, whoa, I can make a suit of armor. I can make, you know, my dream come true as a kid. I don't have to buy those cheap $30 onesie costumes from Target every time I want to go to Halloween. I can make my own. You know, people are going to be more creative. They're not just going to buy the cheap, you know, products that big companies sell us in bulk. They're going to be more creative in that way, and I think that's really good. Since, well, I guess it's fun to be creative, and then you know they're going to come to channels like mine for templates. So yeah, Korean, really, that's awesome. People all over the world. I know I've gotten messages from Russians, Germans, French, uh, Spanish, I think Chinese at one point, and maybe Japanese. So Korean, that's awesome. It's crazy. I can't quite process that in my head, to be honest. Like that, there's people on the other side of the planet watching me. It's really cool. I'm really grateful. Get someone to break the 3D printer, call them to fix it, and you can use it. I wish. I wish. I'll get a 3D printer eventually. Yes, I'm reading the earlier comments. As I say, that was like 10 minutes ago. No way, these are pretty old. How far behind am I in these comments? I can't tell. I wish I could tell. All right, I'm just gonna blow through some of these. Thank you. You're welcome. ARC Trooper helmet. I'd love to, but it's really not that different from the standard Trooper. Just add some attachments on there. An antenna. I couldn't figure out how to attach an antenna. I tried, but it just would not work. It would have to be stuck pointing up, because whenever I tried to use magnets to make it rotate down, it would never. It would go too far down, or it would pop off or something. You have to get creative. Korean cosplay competition. Really? That sounds fun. There were a few cosplay competitions in my area, like 2 years ago, when I went to a convention for the first time. It was so fun, but I didn't enter the competition because I think I was too late to enter. Like, you had to sign up beforehand or something. I was too late to get into the big competition. That's awesome. I wish you good luck. I know cosplay is a lot bigger in Asian countries, so you probably have more access to cosplay materials. Maybe. I don't really know. But yeah, that's awesome. Printed the Pepper template, make Phase 2 clone helmet. Like this one, or the live action version? I'm assuming you're meaning the live action version. I wish I could, but I haven't found a good template for it yet. I have seen a few, but they're really blocky. They're super polygon heavy. Just a bunch of hard angles everywhere. All the details lost. So it would take so long to get it to look good. And yeah, I don't think I'm gonna make a live action helmet for a while. But I do love the look of it. I really do. They're just more complicated. They're much more complicated than these. These are pretty simple compared to the live action version. Yeah, TCW, the Clone Wars, really dumbed down the design in a good way. They made it more simple, and it's much easier to make as a cosplayer. But the live action version looks better, but it's harder to make. And Mandalorian armor. Yeah, it's always good to make sketches before you do the actual cutting and gluing and stuff. Make sure that it looks good on 2D before you try to make it into 3D, because I've tried to make things just from my mind without drawing it out, and it didn't turn out very good. That was a long time ago. I'll post some like throwback pictures one day. And yeah, you'll see my early work was not that great. But you got to start somewhere. You got to start somewhere. You know how to make the helmets look shiny? You could just use gloss coating, like I don't think I have any here. You can make like, not make, just use like gloss top coat. That's the word. It's top coat. Like if you wanted to make this glossy instead of flat, you could just spray it with some gloss top coat. Yeah, I just repeated the same thing there. It'll change the surface shine, but it won't change the detail underneath. Make sure it's top coat, not just like white spray paint. In case, I guess you weren't here earlier, but this is the foam. The paint I use for EVA foam, it's Plaid FX, flexible acrylic. I don't think it's showing up. Yeah, Plaid FX flexible acrylic. It's specific for EVA foam cosplay. It's a newer product. It kind of replaces Plasti Dip like they used in the old days for cosplay. So yeah, they come in a whole bunch of different colors. You can just look them up online, specifically for EVA foam cosplay, so it will not crack when you bend the foam. Do not use enamel spray paint like I did with my clone, or it'll turn into this. This is just regular spray paint, and it does that. And regular acrylic paint does that too, unfortunately. Like, this, well, that's metallic, but this is just a regular acrylic paint. It's nice and pretty. I wish I could use this. It's nice and shiny, like metallic-y. It's not picking up the light. Okay, well, that was a failed attempt. But yeah, this is like just regular acrylic paint, work all that well. Yeah, so you need to use Plaid FX flexible acrylic paint to get the flexibility on EVA foam, or else it'll crack like the armor I just showed. Yeah, I think there's something in the consistency of it, like it's enamel paint versus, well, I don't know actually, because yeah, those are both acrylic, so I don't know which one, how it works. All I know is this one does not crack, and this one does. So that's all I know. I just skipped a bunch of comments. No. Oh, there it is. Okay. It's recognizable. Yeah, you are right. Landon STR. If the helmet is recognizable, they will get the rest. You have no idea how true that is. If people see this, they will know you're a clone trooper or stormtrooper. But even if your armor is not, all that great, or maybe you didn't spend as much time on the armor part of it, as long as the helmet looks good, you're 90% golden. Literally the helmet, because everyone, think about it, like psychologically, people are inclined to look you in the eye. They want to look at your face. That's who you are. That's your identifier. So if you're wearing this, that's what they see. And if this looks good, then they're going to be impressed, even if your lower body armor isn't as good in comparison. But if the helmet which is the centerpiece of everything. If it looks good, you're 90% of the way there. Yeah. Mandalorian pilots have a shield on their forehead. You are right. They do. And that's what I was thinking about doing. But now that you mention that, I did think about that before as well, because it looks like a pilot piece that you would put on the Mandalorian helmet. I don't want people to think I'm a pilot. You know, I don't want people to think I'm a pilot. So I don't know what I would do for that. Because it's a cool attachment to put like a shore trooper shield over top of your Mandalorian helmet. Like this one, like, can you imagine a shore trooper style shield right here? I think that would look so cool. I think it would look really cool. But that's what the pilots have, and I don't want to be a pilot. I don't know. Cartoon costumes in the competition, yeah. I know cosplay was like, it started with anime, I think. So that's huge in Japan and like, I guess Korea, maybe China. Yeah, that's kind of where it started, and it gradually grew over here where people were like, well, hey, I can wear a costume from my favorite movie. You know, why not make one myself? And I'm really glad it grew over here, because I wouldn't be doing what I am without it originating somewhere. Hope school is going good. Thank you, Phil. It is indeed going good. We've had a slow start thanks to, you know, everything. But, you know, we're going strong, and classes are picking up now. I hope I can upload more videos frequently, but yeah, the school schedule is going to kill me. Yeah, there's so many videos that I want to do, but it's like the time. It would take like maybe 3 hours to record a video, and then 2 to 3 hours to edit it and then upload it. And I guess, you know, as a student, I just don't have 6 hours a day to sit down and just do one thing. As much as I wish I had that time, school really just kind of gets in the way. I wish I could do this for a living. You have no idea how much I wish I could just do this. Or if there was a degree in, I don't know, movie costumes or movie special effects, you know, stuff like that, I would go for it 100%. But unfortunately, the only film degrees that they have here are all cinematography. So you're working with a camera, like, you know, how to move the camera around and like editing stuff. That's all in cinematography. And the other degree is theater arts, which is just acting. And I'm not good at either of those. So I'm not getting a degree in those, unfortunately. Yeah, they don't really have any cosplay style degrees in college, at least for now, but maybe they will in the future. Have like a movie costume degree. I can totally see that happening. I wish they would push that more, because I'd sign up for it in a heartbeat. My voice is dying. It's been 2 hours already. That's incredible. Yeah, this is the weekend, so I've got some time now. Should I have used this time to make a video? Nah. I'm glad I got to hang out with you guys. But you guys might have preferred a video. Alright. Yeah. How did you go about making the main clone trooper strapping system? Yeah, that's another question I get from time to time. Yeah. I need to do a video on that or something. But honestly, I think you can see it back there, the little strap thingy. But yeah, it's nothing incredibly complicated or special. I just got a whole bunch of elastic from the craft store and then hot glued it all together. That's all I did. That's nothing special. I just took different lengths. I cut different lengths of elastic strapping that you can get at like Michael's or even Walmart sells them. I'm pretty sure. You can just get a bunch of those, like maybe 2 or 3 rolls of it because they're pretty long, and you can just get some hot glue and glue them around your body. The reason I did not include the strapping system in the template is because of how unique it kind of it goes onto your body. Excuse me, because like I had to put it tight against my body to get it to stay on my body and not like move around. Like the armor was going to sit on top of my body, but the strap system was going to stick to my body to keep everything kind of together. And all I really needed it for was the shoulders. And I actually fixed that problem with my Mandalorian suit. As you can see, back there, the shoulders and biceps are attached to the chest plate. They're just glued right on. There is no need for a strapping system with that suit, at least for now. But now that I think about it, the thighs were probably the main reason why I needed the straps, just to hold up those thighs, which you can do with a belt and some straps. You don't need the overall style straps if you're doing if you're wanting to hold up the thighs, which is pretty important, because without like a strap to hold those thighs up on your thigh, they will sag down onto your knees, and that doesn't look good. It's not good. It's one of the flaws, one of the only real like unsolved mysteries maybe of like how to keep that thigh armor on your thigh without using a strap, because everything else is just held on by gravity. All the gauntlets, helmet, gloves, that's all just sitting on your body. But those thighs, if you don't hold them up with like a belt or strap going to the belt, they'll sag. That's like the only piece you really need the harness for. That's it, just the thighs. So yeah, that was kind of a tangent. Maybe. I think I should. Well, I don't know. I did like touch on it in a video. One of my first videos, I touched on the harness a little bit. I sort of showed how it went together, but there was no template for it because it's fit tightly to my body. And I'm 6 foot tall, 165 pounds, and it wouldn't fit somebody that, was bigger than that or shorter than that. So it really depends. And it's nothing special. It's just a belt with some straps going down to your thighs to hold them up. That's all you really needed it for. And you can glue some longer ones to go over your shoulder if you want to, but it's all optional. AIM, you're Puerto Rican? That's really cool. It's another country on the list of my like 10 or so countries with fans in them. Awesome. Helmet build. Yeah, I've messed up a few helmets from time to time, so don't let it get you down. I'll show you my early work one day in a video, a throwback video, and you'll see how bad my early helmets were. So you'll all see. You don't just instantly poof, you're a perfect cosplayer. It happens over a long period of time. Don't let it get you down. Just learn from your mistakes and keep moving. Don't get discouraged. Rank 2. Did I put a ranking system in here or something? I've never used the streaming system before, So, congratulations. I don't know. Yeah, wood putty for the helmet. Sounds interesting. I've never used wood putty myself, so I couldn't really say if that's good or not. But yeah, good luck with that, and definitely if you need help, send me a picture or something on Instagram at red_riser. You can send pictures and videos, all you want. You deleted a message. I can't read it. Okay, I'm catching up in the comments. Almost up to date. Phase 1 clone at some point. Cannot find anyone to make them out of foam. Buddy, you're in luck. Where did I put them? I actually printed out some Pepakura templates for a Phase 1 Clone Wars style clone helmet, Commander Cody style. He's my favorite clone, so of course I wanted to do him. And I plan to get to it soon. There's like the visor. That's like this part right here. That's what that looks like right now. I printed them out. There's like 20 pages of it. I'm going to have to heavily modify it though, because in its raw Pepakura state, it looks pretty rough. Like, some of the edges are really jagged and not smooth, so it's going to take a lot of work, and I don't know if I'm going to get to it like, you know, right away, but that's a project that I really want to do in the future. So basically all you would need to do is not add the visor if you wanted to make a Phase 1 clone trooper. The biggest problem is, of course, going to be the ears, because that's always the problem with clone troopers, just getting the ears rounded properly and, you know, smoothed out. I don't know why that's just so hard, but that's always a challenge. Where's the... Oh, here's the fin. As you can see, that is really rough, really jagged. Let's see all those edges and whatnot. I'm going to have to smooth those out on every piece, on 20 pieces of paper. So it's not going to be a quick process, but that is my plan. Let's see, now it's 11. Try to find the visor, because that's like the most important part. I'm getting everybody excited. They're like, we're going to have a Phase 1 helmet. There's the visor. Part of it. There's the rest. As you can see, not in good condition. So, yeah, look forward to that next year. Just kidding. I would like to get to it this year. So yeah, that's a future project. I will do that one, because I love Commander Cody. And I will use foam with this one. I will try to. I don't want to make another one of these that's gonna take a week worth of sanding and hardening to do. I want to make a foam one, or try to. Odin has a clone trooper helmet that he made out of pure EVA foam, and it looks incredible. It's an ARC trooper helmet. It looks incredible, but I don't know if the templates were free. I don't think they were. but maybe they are. I haven't checked, but if you watch his video, Odin Makes Arc Trooper Helmet, it is an incredible build, but it's very complicated. And especially out of EVA foam, you know, that's just gonna make it more complicated, I think, because there's so many little pieces, so many curves and bends and angles that it gets really complicated. But since this is the Clone Wars style, which is more simplistic than the live action style, it should be doable in EVA foam format. You're so cool. Thank you. As I said earlier, I don't have a 3D printer. Not yet. Every cosplayer out there seems to have one by now, but me. It seems like that's going to be kind of the standard for EVA foam, or for cosplay in general, just having a 3D printer to print out all your armor and stuff. That seems like where everything is going. And I would love to get one eventually. I would really love to be able to print helmets and stuff instead of having to do this every single time I want to make a helmet. You know, this takes like a week, 2 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks worth of hard manual labor, hours a day of, you know, sanding, pouring, you know, adding stuff here and there. It's a fun process. I actually recommend you do it because it's fun and you're manually making something, and it's fun. It's so fun to do, but it takes so long. And if I could have a 3D printer, just do it, you know, in a I don't know how long it would take, maybe 3 days or something to make a helmet, I'd go for it in a heartbeat. But I don't know much about 3D printers at the moment, so I won't be getting one for a while. Yeah, cardboard. It can be done, but it's very hard. It's basically the same thing as this. It's basically the same. You have to harden it in order to make it look good, or else it's going to be weak and flimsy. And it's going to have those lines in it, those striations all over it. You can see where you bend it. So I don't recommend cardboard for a finished product, but you can certainly use it for prototyping or testing out things, or what was I going to say? If you wanted to do like a Pepakura build, but that would be kind of tricky because cardboard is thicker than paper, so you couldn't print it, unfortunately. You can't put cardboard through a printer, but it can be done with cardboard. I've seen it done before. There's a younger kid on YouTube. He does like helmet builds for Star Wars clones and stuff. He uses cardboard, and it's really good. It's really, really good for cardboard. I forgot his name though. I can't remember. But yeah, if you look up like Star Wars helmet builds from cardboard, he'll probably show up. So yeah. How long did the helmet take to make? This one took 2 weeks to build from start to finish. Yeah. 2 weeks of day in, day out work. I did not take a break. I think I only spent like 1 hour to 2 hours, maybe not 1 hour, like probably 2 to 3 hours per day, you know, on this thing. But wait, also I edited the videos, so that adds like a whole bunch of time as well. So yeah, you could probably do it in 1 week. Oh, you certainly could do it in a week, if you don't have to edit videos and post it on YouTube like me, making tutorials and stuff. You could do it in a week. For the paint, Um, I got this stuff from Amazon. You can also find it in Michael's and like the craft store. Hobby Lobby also has this as well. This is Plaid FX flexible acrylic. For those who don't know, this is EVA foam specific paint, and it's really good because it prevents cracking when EVA foam bends and stuff. But if you can't buy it from Amazon, uh, I don't really know. This is brand new to me. I've only used it like a few times, and it does work really well. I painted the ARC Trooper backpack with this stuff in black and gray, and it turned out amazing. Really, really good. I highly recommend this. This is a must if you're using EVA foam for cosplay. But if you can't get it on Amazon, like if they don't ship to your area, I I don't know. Like maybe check your local craft store. But you probably already done that. Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't really know what to tell you. There's probably other flexible acrylic paints out there. I just know that this one is brand new. Um, they just came out with this a few maybe years ago. Uh, so there's probably others out there. You could just look for flexible paint. There's also Plasti Dip, which is a sealer. It's meant for priming, not really paint though. So you could do that. Instead, just use it as a paint and then maybe spray over that with like a clear coat so it seals it in or something. Possible. Japanese, like your cosplay? Thank you. There's another country, Japan. Sweet. Yeah, I know cosplay is huge over there. They mostly do like anime stuff though, so not really Star Wars as much. Um, but yeah, over here it's more like our stuff. I guess every country has their own like fandom and their likes. So of course the Japanese have anime, so they're gonna cosplay as anime. But then we have like Star Wars and Halo and stuff like that. So we're gonna cosplay as that. Uh, yeah, very different cultures, but it's all cosplay in the end. We're having fun dressing up as our favorite movie and video game characters. So, and we're all having fun. Uh, let's see. How do you get a wear and tear effects on your armor and helmet? Dry brushing. It's a technique where you take a paintbrush, dip it in some paint, and wipe off most of the paint, and then just sort of splatter it on there. Just kind of brush it on there like that. Because like if you just take a paintbrush as it is, it's going to turn pitch black, just pure black, and that it's not really weathering. You want like a smudge, like smudges all over your helmet and stuff, and you want to put it in like cracks to make the details pop out more, to give it more detail. Yeah, like up in here and stuff. You want to get it all dirty and grimy because clone troopers they're fighting, tooth and nail in the dirt and the mud. They're getting really dirty fighting the droids. So weather your helmet to make it look good. And do it with like dry brushing, and also you can wash it with a mixture of black paint, black acrylic paint. It doesn't matter what kind of black acrylic, but black acrylic and water. Just mix that up really good, and then just sort of pour it onto the helmet with like maybe a washcloth or a paper towel and just rub it off. Rub most of it off, and it'll get into all those cracks and crevices, and the paint will stay. And the details, it'll make the details pop out, but you don't want to add too much paint because you'll turn the helmet black by mistake. Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying it. When do I graduate? I'm a senior. So that means classes are only getting harder from here. And I have, I think, 1 or 2 more semesters until I graduate. And at that point, I'm going to have to find a job. So more fun. It doesn't get easier. It just changes positions. I stopped being a student and having crazy amounts of homework. And then now I have like deadlines at work or something. I hope I get to work at like a game company making like 3D characters or something. That would be really cool. But yeah, we'll see where I end up. I'm probably not gonna end up doing YouTube for a living, but my goodness, it's been so helpful having like so many supporters watching my videos, and that's generated some ad revenue. I can't tell you how grateful I am for you watching my content. It really does help. I would love to do this for a living. I really, really would, but the only YouTubers that can do this for a living are like the big ones, like over 5 million subscribers. Those guys, they do it for a living. Well, maybe 1 million. I'd say 1 million subscribers, and you could do YouTube for a living. But if you're anything under that, you're gonna need another job. Yeah, YouTube would be a dream job for me, making cosplay for a living. How much money did the helmet material cost? Well, the base of it is paper, so it doesn't cost a whole lot to get started on the build. It's cardstock actually, so you'd have to buy cardstock if you didn't have that already. Cardstock is not expensive though, so don't worry. It's only like less than $5 to get a whole pack of cardstock. And you can put cardstock through a printer. The cardstock that I used for these helmets was 199 grams per meter squared. That's the density or something like that. And you can put it through a printer. That's the important part. It'll fit through a printer like normal paper, so you can print on it. And yeah, some of them are too thick to put through a printer, like cardboard or whatever. So, make sure it's printer safe. But like the liquid plastic that I used in the helmet, that was about $25 for those the yellow and blue jugs that I got. For the liquid plastic, that was about $25. And I used about 2/5 worth of that on this helmet. So yeah, that was the most expensive part, I think. Other than that, there was the putty that I used. It was like what was it called? It's a spackling, like a DAP spackling platinum patch, I believe. I just poured all over this, smothered everything, and then just sanded it all down. So you need like sandpaper to do that, and that's super cheap, like $2 for some sheets of sandpaper. Let's see, otherwise, the visor. This visor in there probably cost like $15 for me, but you can get some that are cheaper for like 10. These welding shield replacement visors, they're flexible. This is one of them. They make others, so there's other brands and whatnot. This stuff is super thin, so you can actually cut it with a pair of scissors. And this is a thing that I did not do with this helmet. You need a rotary tool to cut this one because it's so thick. Unfortunately, this was I didn't realize it at the time, but this one is a thicker material, so you need a rotary tool to cut it. This one is thin enough so that you can cut it with a pair of scissors. Really nice. Huge upgrade. I don't have to, get plastic particles in my lungs by accident from cutting the. Well, it's an exaggeration, but it makes a mess. But this is nice and thin. I think the thickness is like, this is 0.060. This one is 0.060 thick. It'll tell you in the description if you buy it. And this one is 0.04. No, 0.040 thickness. It's like in millimeters or something. This is the thinner one. This is 40. And this one is 60. So don't get the 60 one if you go on Amazon to buy them. Just to let you know. Okay, gotta move on. Can you watch I See a Dreamer? Is that a movie? I don't know if you're still there, but the comment's kind of old. I'm sorry, I don't know what that is. A Mandalorian jetpack. I plan to do that. That is on my list of things to do. But I'm kind of worried about the weight causing the back to sag down and the chest to rise up and choke me. That happened with the Clone Trooper armor, and the ARC Trooper backpack that I put on my back caused the chest plate to rise up and hit me in the neck. So yeah, you're gonna need something to kind of weigh down the chest piece a little more and prevent the back from going down, since you've got this huge block of foam on your back as a jetpack at this point. Yeah, medieval armor. I highly recommend watching how to make armor. Okay. Yeah, I am trying to make some medieval style armor at some point. So that's good to know. I'll check out some videos on that for sure. How did you get the undersuit? Amazon. Once again, it's like a Lycra bodysuit or something like that. Full bodysuit. There's a bunch of them out there, or you could get just like a running, like exercise, top and bottom that are just pitch black. Make sure you don't have any like logos, like Adidas or Nike logos, sort of in plain view. And just get some of those. Anything works really, but you want to get something breathable. Do not wear wool or anything like thick undersuit, because you will sweat to death. I wear the flexible undersuit. You can maybe see back there. It's like a Lycra bodysuit, I think. There's a bunch of them out there, but it's breathable, and you need that in the armor because the foam is like insulation. It's great for the winter time because you won't break a sweat. It's like normal temperature in the wintertime, but in summer, it's like 150 degrees Fahrenheit in the armor. So, yeah, if you need to head out anytime, don't be afraid. I'm going to upload the stream. It's already like 2.5 hours long. Good grief. So that went longer than I expected. But yeah, I'll upload the stream. You can kind of get to where you left off if you need to. How do you control the bevel cuts on EVA foam? It must be curved. Yeah, when they're curved, that's the real tricky part, because like these are all straight. These bevels, they're all just straight, and I used a rotary tool to just glide across the surface and get the right cut. But when they're curved, like on a sword or knife or something, that's tricky. I know what you're talking about, but really the only thing I can say is just go really slowly with a rotary tool. You can maybe get like a sanding bit that has a really low grain count, and it won't cut as much of the foam, so you can go slower. You can try that. Yeah, I don't recommend using a knife if you're gonna try and cut at a circle bevel, because that would be very tricky. You'd have to have a very steady hand. I better not be behind in the comments again. Yeah, I am. Like 20 minutes behind. I'm sorry. It's like when you type your comment, you're probably not even here anymore. Okay. Mando suit build. Rocket launchers, that's cool. The whistling birds, those are pretty cool. Those are really cool. It's like almost a video game weapon. Like, it's so overpowered. I just don't know how you'd make it. Well, you could make the handle of it like just the dock for the missiles, but those little tiny missiles, I don't know how you do that as a prop. You're probably just talking about the dock section for the missiles on your arm, which I think that would be pretty easy. Just get like a semicircle spout kind of looking thing and then cut it in half. Maybe. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the jetpack too. No Plat Effects White on Amazon. Oh, they don't ship to Canada? It's unfortunate. They have a website, and maybe Michaels, because I know like Michaels sells them. They might be able to ship it to you or something if you order it from another company besides Amazon. It's a possibility. That's a shame though. Yeah, getting the specific color you want, like white, might be kind of tricky because they might be out of that color. I guess you could just check back in a later time. Usually Amazon has all of them. Yeah. You can see the passion in my eyes. My eyes are like kind of dead after streaming for 2.5 hours. It was there at the beginning. It's not there anymore. But thank you. That's really kind. Yeah, I like Cody quite a bit. He was always my favorite clone trooper. From the minute I saw episode 3 and seeing Cody and Obi-Wan talking side by side. And Cody like handed Obi-Wan his lightsaber. It's like, you dropped this, you know. That was so cool. Cody had like, he was the only clone in the movies with like personality, who actually had like dialogue with his general. So Cody was like the coolest, you know. The other clones are cool as well. Don't worry. I'm not hating on them. I remember all of them. Bakara, Bly, Fire, bunch of other ones too. Bad Batch. I was doubting it at first, but after seeing the trailer that they released, it looks perfect. It is a sequel to the Clone Wars, 100%. And that's exactly what the fans wanted. You know, we wanted more Clone Wars, and we're gonna get it, just not called the Clone Wars anymore. I do wish they had called it something other than the Bad Batch, because like just the name, nobody really knows like what that is, and it's gonna probably turn some people away because they don't really know what the Bad Batch is. So if they called it something like After the Order, or post Order 66, people would know what that is. Just casual Star Wars fans would know what that is. Like the hardcore Star Wars fans like us, we know what that is, but not everybody does. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I have Disney Plus. He does have, okay, Odin has free Rex templates on his YouTube channel. Odin Makes, the big YouTube channel for cosplay. Check them out. He has free Rex helmet templates, but not. I don't think he has ARC Trooper helmet templates because he did a video on the ARC Trooper helmet, and I don't think he uploaded their templates for that one because I think they were modified from the Rex helmet. RJR Productions. That is the name. He makes helmets from cardboard. And he does a really good job. It's incredible. Check out RJR Productions for like cardboard helmets and stuff. I don't know if he does templates though. So if he doesn't do templates, that might be a bit of a trouble for some people. Yeah, because templates are a huge like part of cosplay. Maybe he does. If he does, that's great. So check him out. RJR Productions. Okay. Thank you for making EVA foam cosplay tutorials. Can't afford a 3D printer. Zero clue how to do Pepcura resin. Yeah, EVA foam is the easiest way to make cosplay. It's cheap, easy, and it doesn't require a whole lot of skill. To get started, I mean. Not like resin and, you know, vacuum forming and 3D printing and all that. That's more complicated stuff because you have to know how to use that stuff. But EVA foam is great for beginners. So yeah, you're welcome. I plan to continue to use EVA foam as my primary medium of cosplay. I would like to get a 3D printer at some point though, because that's where the future is, 3D printing for cosplay. I want to get in on it, but I don't have a 3D printer. Yeah, RJR Productions for I just forgot the word. Cardboard helmets. RJR Productions. Check out his channel. Yeah, it would be kind of light if it was just cardboard. I think he does like paper mache where he lays it over top of the armor or cardboard to make it look better. And that really works because you don't want to have just raw cardboard. But yeah. 13th Battalion helmet or armor. I did the helmet. But I did not do armor yet. If I do another suit, it will match this one. Just so you know. If I do another suit, this is the color pattern. Look up 13th Battalion, Jedi Fallen Order. You'll see what I mean. 501st armor. I'd like to, but I just don't think I have the time. Since I already have this helmet, it would just take too long to make a whole nother suit. But maybe in the future. We'll see. Maybe I'll do like a Clone Commando 501st or something. That would be really cool. Do I like the Jedi Fallen Order? I do. It's pretty fun. Definitely a Dark Souls themed video game, but that's not for everybody. Like that's a hard game. It's pretty hard. Some sections. I remember like on the second planet you go to, it's like a sort of jungle with like a tomb on it. You have to go inside it and stuff. There's this frog thing that acts like a boss off to the side. It's optional, but it absolutely just crushed me for like, I died like 10 times, probably 10 to 15 times trying to kill that one frog boss at the beginning of the game. I was so frustrated. But I love Dark Souls, and I love that style of gameplay, so it really does appeal to me. I did beat the boss. I did beat that stupid frog, so the Force was with me. And it's a great game for like seeing lots of Clone Wars references and stuff, since it takes place like right afterwards. Oh, Okay, there's a setting in Pepakura where you can smooth edges. I did not know that, but I'll look into that. That could help. Gamer 5 Studios, you made my clone armor. Awesome. Glad to hear it. Glad it was useful. Always nice to have another trooper. Imperial V-Wing pilot helmet. Sounds cool. I think I have the Lego set of the Imperial V-Wing, which is kind of random, but kind of fun. Kind of cool. I don't know what they look like off the top of my head, but that sounds cool. Argentina. Hello. There's another country to the list. Mr. Worldwide over here. All the paint that I used. They come in a bunch of different colors. If you want like a clone trooper, you could use white. But this Plaid Effects flexible acrylic paint, this is the stuff you use for EVA foam cosplay. Best stuff you can possibly get for EVA foam. And it comes in a bunch of colors, depending on what you need. This has turned into like an ad for Plaid Effects at this point. I've said it like 10 times how much I love that stuff. I used white for the helmet, by the way. White and yellow. Arc 170 pilot helmet. It's cool. If I'm being honest, I've never liked the design of the Arc 170 pilot helmet just because it's open in the face, and I like the helmets to be closed. I like to stay hidden behind a visor, you know? I don't like to see the face in the helmet, I guess. But it is a cool helmet. Yeah, see ya. You're probably not here anymore. If you're watching the recording, bye. This DC-15S blaster. Andrew DFT, the YouTuber, has a template of that. It's not perfect. It could use some modifications. If I did make one of the DC-15S, I would use his template and just modify it. Yeah, I've wanted to do one for a while because the old DC-15S that I had was like a Ruby's orange and white blaster that I painted black, and it's cool, but it's not big. It's pretty tiny, actually. So I need a new one. Medieval armor. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Feel free to send me recommendations of any medieval armor from video games or movies that you think would look cool as a costume. I thought about doing the Ring Wraith armor from Lord of the Rings, but I would kind of change it up to be a little bit more heavily armored since they wear robes over their armor, and it kind of hides all the good parts of the armor. I get that they're supposed to be ghosts. I get that, but I like my armor invisible, and I don't like how they hide it in the movie. They were so cool, though. Ghost Knights. How cool can you get? He does have templates, RJR Productions. That's cool. They're on Etsy, so you have to buy them. If you want to buy them, by all means, support the creator. That's fine. I don't discriminate against artists that want to make money off of their props. By all means, if you want to buy a helmet that he's made, go right ahead. But I'm gonna keep my stuff free. I can't make everything, so of course he has stuff on his end that I don't have. But yeah, I'd like to keep all of my stuff free forever. I'll survive from the ad revenue. And maybe some merch or whatever 10 years in the future, if I ever get to that. First order armor. I don't hate the design of it, honestly. I would consider doing it, but because there's already such a perfect image of the First Order armor, Stormtrooper armor, from the movies. Like, everybody knows the look of it, so you would have to get it perfect, for people to look at it happily, I guess, if that makes sense. Like, for people to look at that in awe and say, wow, that looks great. You'd have to get it so screen accurate, since it's such a well-known suit of armor. I'm kind of daunted by how detailed it is, and I don't think I would make it right away. I might wait a few years on the First Order suit, but I do like it. I do like it. Belt used for the Mandalorian. For the belt, I don't really know yet. I'm just gonna have like a belt with some pouches on it, probably. I might have some holsters on the sides as well, kind of like Django style. So yeah, it's probably gonna look a bit like Django, a mix between Django and a clone trooper, because I want some bigger pouches. I don't want just a row of tiny pouches. But yeah, that's probably what it's gonna look like. Trust you the most with clone cosplay. Thank you. We'll see if it holds up when I make a clone commando sometime. Star Wars VR games. I've seen the Vader VR game and it looks amazing, but I don't have a VR headset, so I can't really experience it, unfortunately. Rank up, then kill that frog. First, yeah, from Jedi Fallen Order. I had to die like 15 times before I finally beat it, but I did, because I'm a Dark Souls player, and we love to die. In game. Yeah, Plaid Effects should just hire me at this point. They actually hired, like, well, I don't know if they hired, but they have in their ad, Plaid Effects paints have a cosplayer that like tests out their paints and stuff. So I would love to work for them. That'd be so cool. Disappointed in Mandalorian face. I think his face was in like some early parts of season 2. His face was, well, when did he show his face? If I'm being honest, I think at the very end of The Mandalorian, his face did look a little off. I don't know if it was just the bulky armor and his face just didn't kind of fit, but yeah, it's possible that I don't know. I thought it was fine. I didn't hate it or anything, but he fit the role pretty well. The scene when they were in the Imperial base and they were disguised as troopers, and at that point, he really did have such a good role. I think he pulled it off perfectly during that point, showing his face in The Mandalorian. But I do think at the end, the very end, his face could have been a little better. Just my opinion. SKS props, good DC-17. Yeah, I saw that video. It was really good. That was after I made mine. I'm not sure if it's free though. If it is, that'd be awesome. Vader Immortal. Yeah, it's a cool looking game. I don't have a VR headset though. Galaxy's Edge. That's interesting. They have a game. Yeah, I've never played it or even heard of it actually, but that could be cool. How far behind am I on the comments? Oh, I'm almost caught up. For the first time since the beginning of the stream, I'm almost caught up on comments. Okay. Yeah. Vader Immortal. Very cool. I'd love to play it. but I'm not a gaming YouTuber, so I don't think I'd draw much attention. Please make the ARC 170 pilot helmet. I like this helmet. It's a cool design. I may get to it. Since there's an open face, I don't really like it as much, but it's a possibility. I'm not ruling it out. I'll say that. Yeah, thank you, Edison Souza. Thank you. Just for fun, if you were a Star Wars bounty hunter, what trophies would you keep? Maybe like assassin droids. Maybe their guns or their heads, like assassin droid heads. That'd be cool. Or maybe like droid fingers, like the clones did. Yeah, I wouldn't keep like corpses or anything. That's kind of odd, in my opinion. Codename Kids Next Door. I know that. I didn't watch it much as a kid, but I know of it. If you can make their weapons or props, hey, that's interesting. That's a non-Star Wars prop. I could actually do that. I haven't seen what they look like in years, though. So, Codename Kids Next Door. I know they have like a really cartoony style, and they have like blasters and gadgets and whatnot. I'll look into it. I know it exists. Okay, SKS has free templates. That's really cool. Check out SKS props if you want more like Star Wars and other cosplay stuff. It's not just Star Wars. But yeah, he is a professional. He's a professional like prop maker. I'm pretty sure I can say that because every single one of his videos is movie quality. He's absolutely amazing. Especially, he has all the tools. That's the big thing. He has all the right tools to make the cosplay. So it always turns out fantastic. So SKS props. He asks for donations. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I guess there's nothing wrong with that, but about the prop, I guess if you wanted to download it, you might have to pay. No, he asks for donations. Yeah, my mind is kind of running slow at this point. Going on 3 hours. This was much needed, though. I needed to make another video and get back to the fans. 3 hours. I never thought I'd go this long. What time is it? Okay. I might end in maybe 15, 20 minutes. I'll try to get through the comments quickly, just to let you guys know. I'm going to upload this video to my channel, so if you missed it, or if you want to go back and look at some of the earlier questions that I answered, feel free to do so. Type any questions that you have in the comments, of course. I'm going to keep answering a few. So, yeah. You don't have to be a YouTube gamer. Play it for fun. Yeah, I could do that. I just need to buy an Oculus or something. Vader Immortal looks like such a cool game. Vader he's probably the best villain in cinematic history. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Darth Vader is the best villain, in my opinion, ever. Maybe Heath Ledger's The Joker would be second. But Vader is so iconic. I would love to play that game. Dark Troopers. There's an idea. I keep knocking it out of focus. I'm sorry. Yeah, Dark Troopers. I've thought about doing a costume about it for like 10 minutes. But they're like so mechanical and the proportions are different. Like their shoulders are more broad. their hips are like, differently shaped than a human's. So making it into a costume would be more difficult, but it could be done. You just have to, if people can make a General Grievous costume, they can make pretty much anything. So it can be done. It's just gonna, take some quick thinking, I guess. Yeah, and there's no templates out there because it's so brand new. Dark Troopers are brand new. Well, Battlefront had like Dark Troopers back in 2005, but they looked very different and they had jetpacks. And they weren't droids, they were human troopers. They were so cool. I might do a Battlefront 2 Dark Trooper. I've wanted to do that for a while, but people might not know what the heck I am if I do. Too young to make armor and a helmet. When I'm old enough to make this armor, I will. Yeah, absolutely. There's no trouble in waiting, until you have more experience. Experience comes with life, and I don't want to get philosophical, but if you're too young right now, just save the video. It's not going anywhere unless I get copyright stricken by YouTube or something. But yeah, learn how to do different helmet builds. You use cardboard or foam to try a few for the first time, and then you can work your way up to something like this, where it's like resin plastic built and there's, heating fans and cooling fans and whatnot inside. You can add like speakers or something with electronics. You can do anything, but you need experience for sure. So, just don't forget about it when you're old. Fiberglassing a helmet. I've seen so many tutorials on how to do it, but I don't know how to do it myself. I've never tried it. And it seems like it's pretty dangerous and a long time consuming process. So I didn't really want to jump into it. And I already had EVA foam lying around. So that's what I've always done. Just use EVA foam. I've never tried resin before, but I mean, yeah, it's there. That's how a lot of like Halo cosplayers do their armor with fiberglass resin. They'll take a Pepakura model like I did for this one, and they'll coat the inside with resin and stuff, and then use Bondo on the outside just instead of putty to make it really hard. And then they'll just sand away constantly, time for days to get all those details in there, because Halo armor is really detailed. Excuse me. Yeah, I would love to make a Halo suit one day, but it's so complicated. It would take a long time. K and D have the most DIY looking weapons in the world. Oh, Kid Next Door. Mustard blasters, pepper guns. Sounds really funny. Definitely sounds like something that would be on Cartoon Network back in the early days. I sort of got into cartoons right when that show was dying, basically, so I just missed it. But it would be cool to make a prop from that, like a prop weapon. There's so many different shows and movies out there that, you could literally make anything from any movie. There's so many things out there. You'll never run out of ideas, is what I'm trying to say. Huge fan, joined late. Don't worry. Making 41st Elite Core Helmet Phase 1. Sweet. Considered doing from the original trilogy or just from, I guess, the Clone Wars era. Yeah, I would love to make some armor from like the original trilogy, like Scout Troopers or something. Maybe Patrol Troopers, Shore Troopers, definitely on my list. Death Troopers, those are cool. So I would like to make stuff like that, but the Clone Wars era is my favorite by far, so that's, kind of where my priorities lie. But yeah, it's definitely something I'd like to do eventually. You have a Twitter account? I do, but I don't use it for cosplay, unfortunately. I hate Twitter. I know everybody's always talking about the controversies and stuff on there. I'm not gonna dive into that bee's nest of a mess. It's an absolute mess, especially with like political stuff. It's an absolute mess, and I just don't want to dip my toes into that world. So I'm trying to stay as far away from controversy as humanly possible. I'll say this now, and I'll say it a million times in the future. I am not getting involved with controversy. It's been the death of so many YouTubers, and it's not going to kill me. No. So, no politics ever. And no, yeah, I don't have a Twitter. That's why. 13th Battalion ARC Trooper. I have seen one that somebody did a custom of that online. The 13th Battalion, we only get to see like the basic troopers. We never get to see a commander, a commando. We never get to see ARC Troopers or anything like that. And it's such a missed opportunity from Jedi Fallen Order. There's so much they could have done with the 13th Battalion, but they never did. They didn't even bother to make the commander a separate model. Like, they didn't give him any accessories or anything. They just made him the same as all the basic troopers, and that annoys me to death. It's like the clones are supposed to be individuals, you know, living people with personalities and stuff, and Jedi Fallen Order, they at least gave them yellow markings to symbolize a battalion. I commend them for that, but they should have added a commander skin at least. Yeah. So I would consider doing an ARC Trooper for them. Yeah, Grievous cosplays. It's absolutely amazing. Look up General Grievous cosplay if you haven't already. It'll blow your mind. The Dark Trooper. Yeah. They're cool. It should be. Yeah, I'm glad. Oh, Anakin Skywalker. I'm glad you succeeded in making my helmet. Batman vs. Superman. Batman armored suit. I love that design. I would consider doing it, but I wish that he would have closed off the mouth plate, because like you've got like your mouth wide open. Superman could just punch you in the jaw and kill you. I don't know. That always annoyed me. He should have covered up the face. I'm stuttering. But yes, the Batman versus Superman super, is it like Mecha Batman armor or something? I would consider doing that. I do love that design. Any droid companion? I don't know. I would want an assassin droid as my companion. Everybody always carries around these astromechs, like, or little droids like BB-8, R2-D2, C-3PO. They're all non-combat droids, and you bring them into combat, and it's like the only reason they don't die is because of plot armor. So I would want like an assassin droid, like IG-11 from The Mandalorian. He's a droid that can fight, you know? Why not have something like that who can hack doors and whatnot? My favorite droid of all time, and only the legends will know of this one, is HK-47. If you know what HK-47 is, you're a bro. You're a real trooper. Yeah. I actually considered doing an HK-47 cosplay at one point, but then I realized the proportions are a little hard to get right on a human since he's a droid, so I would need to change it a little. You know, another complication, but that would be really cool to see an HK-47 cosplay. My Instagram account, I don't have a Facebook for my Riser YouTube channel, but my Instagram is @red_Riser. And I will link it in the description when I post the video. But yeah, feel free to send me a picture or video of you making the suit or anything like that. Anything you want to share, send me a direct message on Instagram. I will see it if you get the right account. The account picture has my face on it, just so you know. I'm not brave enough for politics, said Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan is a genius. Yes, indeed. Yeah. Thinking of making a Gundam helmet. Pretty big into Gundam. Yes. I've seen, like, Odin Makes, the YouTube channel. He made a Gundam helmet out of EVA foam. It's amazing. It's really cool. I've seen some other pictures of people doing it, and I'd love to, but the proportions of a Gundam and a human don't really match up because Gundams are giant mecha robots piloted by humans. They're not actually like human suits, like clone armor, you know? Like a Gundam is it's a tank with legs, basically. It's a mech. We probably all know what mechs are. I'll show you one real quick, actually. So, yeah, like, here's one that I just built. I don't know if you can see it. It's like a mech suit. Yeah, it's all colored plastic. So, like, doing the head for one would be really fun to do. Oh, come on. Please focus. I don't think it's gonna focus. No. I feel kind of weird shoving a model kit in the camera. Let me find another one. Yeah, maybe this one. This is what I've been doing in my free time, by the way. Please focus. I want you to see the detail. Please focus. Oh, please. It's not gonna focus. Oh, come on. All right, well, it doesn't seem to want to work. But yeah, that's kind of what a Gundam head looks like. They're really cool mecha suits. Like the pilot would sit in the chest plate, and it's a giant robot that you pilot. It's the coolest thing in the world, apart from, you know, Star Wars. But even Star Wars had mechs. They had, you know, AT-STs, the Walkers, AT-ATs, AT-TEs, bunch of others. They had mechs in Star Wars. So this is just another mech. Yeah, so I would love to do a Gundam helmet someday, but we'll see. I'll have to get a template from somewhere. Templates for specific things like that are often hard to find. Yeah. The 13th Battalion ARC Trooper was in the game? Interesting. I don't really remember seeing it, but maybe I haven't gotten that far. That'd be awesome if it was. 13th Battalion, the yellow guys. For those who don't know, this is the 13th Battalion from Jedi Fallen Order, the video game. They're awesome, but they only have like one character model, the basic trooper. So it'd be really cool to see a commander. If they had an ARC trooper, that'd be cool. HK-47, yeah. Best droid in Star Wars history. Fight me. He had like the best comebacks, the best one-liners, best attitude. Oh my gosh, he's so cool. Yeah, you finished the Mando armor. Tag me on Instagram at red_riser. Where'd you come up with the name Riser? I did mention this earlier in the stream, but I just wrote down a bunch of cool names I thought were cool as a kid. And my original name was going to be Visor with a V. But then I sort of wrote out more trial names, and I got to Riser. I thought Riser would be the best one because uh, it sounds cooler, I guess. You're like, it implies like rising up, rising to fight a challenge or something, but with a cool spelling, Ryzer instead of Riser, I guess. So it has a cool spelling. Commando droids, they are pretty cool. I never liked how they used a sword to beat up clone troopers. I always thought that was so mean, seeing my clone troopers getting killed by swords from commando droids, but they are really cool, admittedly. Okay, so there was a 13th Battalion ARC Trooper. Sweet. I'll have to look that up. I don't remember seeing that, but I didn't get that far, I guess. Yeah, the St. Andrew Stein. It's a really cool mobile suit. I'm a legend. Thank you. Yes, thank you indeed. During quarantine, got into Gunpla. Awesome. It's very addictive, yes, because the model kits are pretty cheap. And they're so fun to build. You don't have to be a professional. I'll show you another one. Why not? Here's another one. This is the Delta Plus. I don't know if it won't focus on the head, I think. Yeah, I don't think it's going to focus, but yeah, that's kind of what it looks like. It has like jet wings on the back, like a transformer. I love them. They're fun to build. And for those who don't know, it's all plastic. It doesn't require any screws, no glue. It's just colored plastic, and they all snap together. Really easy to assemble, really fun. And they're pretty cheap for the most part, so, it's all plastic, and they move too. They're like action figures. Fun stuff. Check out Gundam model kits if you want to get addicted. So yeah, that's cool. Not Star Wars related, but a fun pastime, and part of the reason, admittedly, why I have not uploaded a video in a while, because they're so fun to build. You just sit there and listen to music for hours building a Gundam model. Man, it's fun. Really fun. I'd like to upload more kind of like build tutorials. Well, not really tutorials, but like build videos of Gundam models on my channel. But I'm so torn between because Gundam fan base, the Gundam model fan base and the cosplay fan base are totally separate. They're completely different worlds. So if you're like a Gundam model fan, you're probably not going to be super into cosplay. Well, I don't really know for sure, but that's just my thought process. I don't want to try to branch out my channel into too many different fields and end up like only halfway impressing one person of each field. Like I want to, really give I don't know, a good enjoyable channel to everyone, but that's kind of impossible, I don't know. I'll probably upload more Gundam videos, but I know people really want the costume tutorials. That's my big draw. That's the reason everyone probably subscribes to me. Yeah, the model kits are all from a company called Bandai. You probably heard of them. They make video games too. But they are Gundam model kits. See if I get a box. Yeah. Here's a box. This is the Wing Gundam Zero. It's a model kit. You get it. This one was about $30, but I got it on sale, so it was about $20. This is a real grade. There's a bunch of different other types out there, but they're fairly cheap, and they're super fun to build. You can just build them all day. It'll drain your wallet though, so you got to be careful. This is just a small one. But yeah, they're fully articulated. So it's like an action figure. It's an action figure that you build. It's so fun. If you don't know much about them, look them up. Gundam model kits. They sell them on Amazon, although they can be a little overpriced sometimes on Amazon. But if you have a local hobby store, like Hobbytown USA, they sell them there, and they're good price. They have tons of them, and you can really break the bank at a model kit store like that. Yeah, I have like 50 Gundam models at this point. I left a bunch of them at home because I don't have enough room here in my apartment. But yeah, they really fill your shelf. They're so fun to build. They come with instructions, so you don't really need like a tutorial to make them. Some of them are in Japanese though, so you have to go by the picture and not the words. They're all made in Japan, which is really cool. Like ordering something from their culture, Gundam is a huge icon in Japan. It's probably like Star Wars to us, but to Japan, it's Gundam. I don't think I worded that properly, but Gundam is huge in Japan, and it's coming to America as well. So I'm a huge fan of it. Death Trooper helmet. Not the canon one. The zombie one. Yeah, the zombie Death Troopers. I remember hearing about that book before Rogue One came out, and the Death Troopers, were these super elite, black commando units. They're really cool. But yeah, I remember the zombie stormtrooper. I don't have a Twitch account, but that is a good idea. I actually considered making one before I started streaming, but I don't know where to start. I'll have to look into it. So, I may actually do a poll. Like, would you rather prefer me to stream on YouTube or to stream on Twitch? Because those are different platforms, and I'm a YouTuber. I do tutorials, so most of my stuff is going to be on YouTube. I guess if I could port the stuff from Twitch over to YouTube, then I could, maybe make a Twitch account. But I don't want to be known as a Twitch streamer. I want to be known as a YouTuber. But yeah, Twitch account. I might make one, actually. Yeah, no trouble. I'm going to blow through these comments really quickly, and then I'm going to probably head out. I've been here for 3 hours, 18 minutes, and 53 seconds. Oh my gosh. I did not expect to spend this long, but it's been fun. So a few more comments. Yeah, seeing the clones die is heartbreaking. Even though it has to happen. They're soldiers. They're soldiers. They know what they're getting into. They die honorably. It's always sad to see them go, but they died honorably. Honorably. Salute. All that. Yeah. Yeah, Viro sword. Sweet. I know they have those in the Old Republic. I loved seeing those. Meant for you to... Galactic Civil War era. Shore Troopers are great, but the Clone Wars is by far favorite too. Yeah, sweet. Clone Wars is great. I'm sure that's a lot of my age group's favorite era. I'm sure. Well, the original trilogy is making a comeback with like movies like Rogue One and Solo and stuff. So, the fan base is growing. Different eras are, coming to the fan base. The old era is becoming popular again. Really cool stuff. He was on the floor. The 13th Battalion ARC Trooper. Broken wings, maximum force increased. Okay. I will look into that because I would really like to see a 13th Battalion ARC Trooper or Commander really badly. Because they are really cool. Cool. Yeah, Phil, I will post a few more Gundam builds. I do think I need to work on my cinematography. That's the thing, because there are Gundam building YouTube channels out there. They are amazing. Their cinematography is so good. Like, they know how to turn the camera, to put it on like a track, and you zoom in on certain aspects of the kits. It's incredible. And that's what I want to be in these videos. I want to have like good cinematography, good background music. I want to make it look really fun and enjoyable. But like, that's a whole nother side of YouTube, apart from the cosplay side, which I'm deeply embedded in cosplay at this point. So we'll see. We'll see. I will post some more model kits. I was thinking about doing a diorama tutorial or video like that. That could be fun. Make like a war scene, World War II or Gundam. So much you can do. Yeah. Yeah, Gundam hacks. I was thinking of doing a scratch build with some of the extra parts that I have lying around. That could be a fun video. Yeah, pictures, send them on over. Instagram is @red_riser. Pictures, videos, just want to talk. Go right ahead. Yeah, the details on some of the model kits. Gundam World War II model kits, or Gundam or World War II model kits, I should say, they're both packed with details, depending on what grade you get. But some of the Gundam models are really detailed, like the perfect grade Gundam models. Like the individual wires on the kit are different colors and stuff. It's insane. The mechanical detail, it's beautiful to build something like that. And the builder is what is the person who experiences the most of it. You physically put together the wires, and they're just plastic. They don't all work or anything. They're just there for looks. But it's so fun to see it all come together as a builder. And that's one thing that cosplayers and Gundam model builders have in common, is seeing this just thing become something incredible. Just from you taking something that's not really impressive and turning it into, something beautiful, something that people like to look at. That's one thing they share in common. And that's how I got into models, apart from cosplay. Just building, just building is fun. Zoids. I've never built Zoids, but I've seen them out there. They look really cool and really detailed, but they're expensive. Like Gundam models, the cheaper ones are like $10 to $30 in that range, but the Zoids are like $60, $70 maybe. I haven't really looked into it, but yeah, never built one. Hobby Lobby an hour away. That's unfortunate. They sell both cosplay stuff and Gundam models, actually. So that's like a double whammy. They're really, really cool. But they got a lot of like old decorations and stuff that they really need to get rid of if they're gonna survive in the new age. With stuff like cosplay on the rise, they need to invest in that stuff. People want to buy that, not like old wall clocks. I don't know. Just me personally, maybe. Yeah, pilot helmet. It'd be cool to do, but I don't really like the open faceplate, as I said before. So it's not going to be like front and center thing for me. I mostly like closed helmet systems like these. You can hide your face. You don't have to look at people when you talk to them. They just see this. That's all they see. Just pure epic coolness. And they don't have to look at this. So yeah, that's why I probably won't get to an ARC pilot helmet uh, for a while at least. And the DC-15S, that's on my list. I really do want to make that. 13th Battalion, he was a commander. Okay, so not an ARC trooper, he was a commander. Awesome. I want to see that now. I really want to check that out. Next live stream, I have no idea, honestly. Probably next week. Maybe this can be a weekly thing. It's been fun. I've been on here too long as of yet, but it's been fun. It really has been. Next time I'll do a build. I just talked all stream this time because I had so many questions I knew people wanted to ask. So yeah, I'm doing the Q&A today. I'll do a build next time. We'll see how that goes. I've never done a build live before, but that'd be fun. That would be. Club Penguin. I never played Club Penguin. It died right when I first heard about it. Disney would make a movie about Obi-Wan and Anakin before Attack of the Clones. That'd be cool. I know, if you guys don't know, Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen are both returning for the Obi-Wan series that's about to come out on Disney+. So that's huge. Hayden Christensen acting as Anakin again. Like, oh my gosh, there's so many possibilities there. They could have like a flashback to the Clone Wars era and have General Kenobi and Skywalker again together in live action fighting with the clones. That's my dream come true. I mean, that's every Clone Wars fan's dream to see it happen in live action. And I hope they do it. I hope they do like a flashback or something. If not, I'm sure Anakin will show up, or Hayden Christensen will show up as Darth Vader. They'll probably like put on his makeup and stuff, but I mean, that's cool. That is really cool. It's amazing to see Hayden Christensen returning, but I would like to see him as Anakin, personally. All right, reached to the end of the comments. Yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. I'm glad I got to spend 3.5 hours streaming this time. Nobody's going to watch the stream when I upload it. I'm going to upload the stream to my channel when I'm done live streaming. I will every time, but yeah, nobody's going to watch this 3.5 hour long mess of me answering questions. Oh boy. Well, for those of you who tuned in, thank you so much. It was really fun. I don't bet that anybody stayed all 3.5 hours, but if you did, you are an actual trooper. You're like a commando. Oh, a DC-17M, the commando's weapon? Yeah. That's one that I've had my eye on for a while. I would love to do it. I loved Republic Commando. Best first-person shooter from the Star Wars genre, because Battlefront is more of a third-person shooter. So Republic Commando, they need a remake. Absolutely, they need a remaster. Republic Commando. Yeah, I'm sorry for being on a break for so long. It's been like 2 months since I made a video, and just to be honest, to be truthful, I was just kind of burnt out of the Mandalorian suit, having to make it from scratch because it was an original design. Doing like the lower body specifically, just thinking of designs kind of burned me out, and Yeah, I kind of just stopped all of a sudden. I'm sad I did. I kind of wish I could have it kept going. I'm not finished with The Mandalorian, just so you know. I will finish it. I will finish it. I will get the templates for free. But yeah, that's another thing on my list. All right. Yeah, Republic Commando was great. I hopefully will get to do a costume on that. It was really cool. Robot Chicken. Oh yeah, they have some great Star Wars skits. Probably not for the younger audience, but they're fantastic. Especially Boba Fett. Uh, all right. It's been fun. I think I'm going to go ahead and end it here. Finally caught up with the comments. But thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll end it with the helmet. So, all right. Thank you, guys. I'll see you soon. Oh, there's a comment. I watched the beginning to end of the Unis Annis live stream. Oh, yeah. Heard about that, but I missed it. Heard it was really good. Like a really good stream. I missed it, though. Shame. All right. All right, guys. I don't know if you can still hear me. I hope you can hear me and whatnot. It's been fun. See you guys later. Well, see you guys next week. Bye, guys.